Hey everybody. I'm not sure if anybody has joined me yet. I think I have two viewers, possibly. Let me see. If you can hear me, let me know you can hear me. Cause I'm gonna get ready to walk in. We are standing outside the historical museum. Hello. 1 minute. Just making sure you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Thank you. Just carry me. Okay. I think we are gonna go in here. Okay. Okay. Wait, I just gotta make sure. Okay. Oh, okay. Whew. We're going in, guys. We're going in. Oh, this place is crazy looking. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
I do. Okay. Thank you,
Hello.
sir. Appreciate it.
Hi, I called earlier.
Okay,
I think
Dr. Dredd,
I think so.
yeah,
And he told me that he could walk me through and
okay, he's gonna move right now.
oh, is he? Okay.
Stay right there.
All right, I can wait if
Yeah, that's
do you
fine.
know how long it may be?
Uh,
How long does it take to walk through here?
not too long, but he's, long-winded.
But we got a long-winded tour guide. So
It was a good tour, I gotta say.
hey JL.
Mhm.
Hey Moody Mary. I'm live streaming, I told him.
Mhm.
That so that way, I live stream on YouTube. And do you have you had any experiences with the haunting that they say is here? No, not you?
No.
Not really.
And the one that you talked to, Greg, that's my son, he hasn't either, we've been here 8 years.
You guys haven't experienced anything?
Mm.
No? Huh, wonder why they were saying that
It's a well-known
yeah.
rumor, or whatever you wanna call it. Now, this,
They said that it's haunted by the wife of the sheriff or something like that?
I know there's a child that man they see up in the upper level.
Upstairs? A
Yeah.
child.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and I don't know the story. Someone said she's
Is it just like
drowned.
people at night like see
That's
them or?
when tour group, paranormal groups come through and.
Oh, okay.
Evening or it's getting dark. So.
Paranormal groups
And
seeing
I
it?
heard them say a lot of different things.
Oh, okay. Okay. We are at Allegan County Museum, which is an old zoo that's said to be haunted, but these guys are unsure about it for now. But they said since they've been here. Yeah, I think so. But nope, you guys are fine.
Okay.
But yeah, these are pretty cool. They got little snow globe, a little like tree ornaments. It looks like.
These are Christmas ones.
Yep.
They're different buildings around town several years ago.
Oh, okay. Of the different buildings. Okay.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to talk to this morning.
Okay.
These people up in the
Absolutely.
jail, and then I'll explain the jail part, and I'll be with you.
Yeah, no problem. You're fine. You're
Okay.
no rush.
And do you want me to kind of narrate, or
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, if you
my
could.
voice will be on there, so
Is that okay?
I don't care. I
Okay.
just wanted to know so I don't say something stupid. And
Oh, well, I promise you can't say anything worse than what I would ever say. These guys, they will probably think you're perfectly fine. My sister says I bring all the ghosts in, so maybe we can get lucky. Well, maybe Moody Mary, maybe.
Around here.
Actually, let me mute for just 1 second. I live streaming, so we were looking for something. I was looking for something to do with the subs and
I think you're finding a lot of interesting things.
here. Yeah, like coming out here, it was lots of farmland, lots of houses with no trees around it. And I said, I do not want to, I would never live there because, well, you got to have at least one tree for those hot summer days,
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do that. So,
Yeah.
but Yeah. Hauntings, yes.
If you just want to look around if he's ready, that's
Okay.
fine too.
Okay. We're gonna look around, guys, for a minute.
He'll show you, but upstairs there's
Okay.
the living quarters where the family used to live when, at the time when the sheriff's family had to live in the jail.
Right through here?
Yeah,
Okay.
Right, starting, this is the license bureau right through that door. and
Oh,
around
this
the
is
other
the
way.
license bureau. So this must be where they got their license, is here in this little town. Lots of historical things. Look at these old cars. Those are pretty cool. I don't know why, but cars, the older cars, they kind of amuse me. Who's this gentleman? Okay. Do you know who this gentleman is? I don't know, but I'm guessing we will learn. Look, there's some top hats. Want a top hat? Just carry me. I'm not buying it though. They'll probably charge me an arm and a leg from this building. Allegan County officials. So these are the old officials in 1931. Let's see if I can get a close up. Pretty cool. And Honorable William B. Williams. What a name. William B. Williams. This is pretty cool. Look at how old this is. I don't really do these, like, I don't do the historical museum things very often, but this is pretty cool. Holy moly, look at how old it is. It's an old pram. I'm not big on the top hat look. No. Yeah, look at this baby doll with underclothing was donated by Ms. Eugene Dorothy Snyder, Senior, and Tony of Allegan. The petite coat and dress were made by Sophia Hoffmaster in 1884. So that dress was made, that doll's in 1884. The dress was entered in the Allegan County Fair the same year and won a blue ribbon. Later, it was worn by Maud Barrett Rowe of Allegan. She was the first cousin of Carl, son of Harold Hoffmaster of Hopkins. Look at that. So this dress actually, well, this little gown won a blue ribbon. That's so cool. Let me see if I can, let me see. Camera, let's see. Let's see. Did that bring things up closer? No, that pushed it out further. So we want this. Okay, guys, we got that. All right. Let's see if I can do it without kicking myself. Holy crap. So I'm guessing that's what he was talking about, the living quarters and like the house part. We'll go up there in a few. Look at that old little pram. Oh my goodness. I don't want to break anything. I feel like if I touch it, I'd break it. So I'm not touching nothing today. Pretty cool. Hey, Candy Kisses, how are you? Glad you can come back and join us. Look, a Christmas tree. Their Christmas tree is still up. Look at this. Edison. Thomas Edison. Look at that old record player. My grandmother used to have a record player, except for it was like it was more like rectangular, and it like had like like one of these like closing tops, except for it was rectangular, and it had like an 8-track tape inside with the record player next to it. Yeah, so cool. Look in here. Look at how thick these records are. I'm not even lying. Like my grandma had some that were thin. These are thick. Those are so cool. Let's see. What is these? Is this one of those What was those like red little binocular like things that you could put the photo things in and you could look at them? What did they call those? Oh my gosh, I can't even remember. Oh, a folding rocker. 1876. That is so cool. It's so little. It's so little. I know, right? Do you know what I'm talking about though? The things where you could flick through the pictures and it had like the little round disc. Do you know what I'm talking about? I know you do. Don't act like you don't. Oh, look at it. A corn cob pipe. A corn cob pipe. Hearing. Wait. Shut up. That's not no hearing aid. Look, you guys, that's a hearing aid. That's a hearing aid. Belonged to Jeanette Plott Spencer, great grandfather. In 87, 3187. That's weird. So is that another hearing aid? That's huge. I still have mine. What is it called though? Well, we got some presents though. I don't know, but those are some big hearing aids compared to today's stuff. Look at how old that is. I wonder who that is. So crazy. The old clock. Listen, I like looking at like the older pictures of like the old. Look at this treasure chest. It's a camelback steamer trunk. 1890. This trunk was used by Christina Nyquist, pictured, so it was used by her. I don't know if you guys can really, I know there's a glare. So, when she immigrated from Sweden and eventually settled in Allegan County, Jeannie Christine Nyquist entered the United States through Ellis Island with this trunk in 1892 at the age of 17. Oh, is that doll supposed to be her? Listen, I wonder if it's haunted. You guys, maybe this is the little girl. I don't know. Whoa, that was creepy. Look at it. That was creepy. I like stood up and like kind of got a glimpse out of the corner of my eye at that. So crazy. Gettysburg realistic game. Beep. Whoa, look at that little setup. Wonder what that is supposed to be. I'm reaching over the little barrier here. Whoa, look at that. Game of Allegan. A Monopoly game for Allegan. What is that thing? That thing's old. Play school postal station. What is that thing? That's a xylophone or whatever they call them things. Bing, 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 bing. All these little old cars. They got Jackson here. I haven't seen Jackson for years. Listen, I just dated myself. I just aged myself, you guys. Shh, don't tell nobody. I said I haven't seen Jackson for years. Do you see him? Jacks and marbles. Marbles. Hey, I bet you if you said marbles to kids nowadays, they'd be like, what are those? What are marbles? Oh, that's a really old little car. The wheels falling off. Kind of crazy. Hey, Craftastics. Thanks for stopping in. Oh, look at that. An old savings bank. I wish I could zoom in. StreamYard, get it together. Let me zoom in better. I love marbles. I used to play all the time. The dirt. Yeah, I know. That's where I used to play too. And make like a little pass in marble dirt for marbles to go down in the dirt. Into a little hole, right? Whoa, look at that. I wonder what that is. I wonder what this is. Hammered dulcimer. We're gonna read our way all the way through this. Oh, look at these old dishes. Can I have the little bear inside the cabinet? I like bears. Not me. Steph, we call you marbles, Dobers. We call marbles Dobers. Okay, I got what you were saying. You're like, not you. I'm like, hey, my marbles might be a little loose, but dang, craftastic. Just call me out then, right? I love the big ass marbles. They are bosses. If you had one, you had the upper hand. Yeah, you did, because you could knock anything around. Yeah, look at that old picture. It's so crazy to look at old pictures, to think that these people once lived around here or existed. So I got a question for you guys. Ready? Because I can beg the differ. If I didn't know you guys, like if I didn't talk to you guys over the internet, none of us ever knew each other and we just never met. Do I still exist? Do you still exist? Like, obviously you would exist because you knew you existed, but to me, you wouldn't exist. Do you know what I mean? Jelly beans, what is this? Somebody tell me what that says. I can't read it. I'm gonna try to get the best picture of it I can. What is it? It's by this little car. I don't know what it says. Totally reached over the barrier. Don't tell nobody. Shh. I meant to say we call marbles Dobers. Yeah, I figured that. In Portuguese, they're called caramobolas. Caramobolas? What the heck? Did I say that right? Caramobolas? Listen, don't test me on my language, guys. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're gonna keep going this way. It's a little bucket hanging there. Whoa, low ceiling. Low ceiling. Here's the kitchen. This is cool. This is neat that this is like all fully operable still. Wow. Pretty cool. Oh, look at that old brush. The old mirror. They said it's like, reminds me of the Titanic mirror. It's been 84 years and the sheets had never been slept in. The china had never been used. Titanic was called the ship of dreams. And it was. It really was. Look at the cute little baby. Don't judge me. Thanks for joining us. Oh, look at this. Can I open this? Don't touch. Listen, it's not closed. Oh, that's why they put cleaning supplies now. That's not first aid no more. It used to be. Stay out of stuff, Stephanie. First State Bank. Wait, that's the state bank? Listen, that's the state bank. It's a picture of a bunch of sheep. Let me see. First State Bank in Allegan County. You What? Wait. Somebody tell me why the sheep are the First State Bank. Somebody tell me, please. Foster Stevens Company? Wait, what's this? Look at this. A Remington Princess. Kind of crazy. That's old. Pocket watch. Pocket watch. Cold cream face powder. That's old. Really old. Here. Honey, put your britches back on. Why did you leave them here? I'm upset I have no snow. Yeah, me neither. We have no snow either. Makes me think too deep. I already answered the other question about the toy. You did? I think about that a lot. Like, I would never know if the existence of people, if I've come to know and love on here. It's pretty amazing if you think about it. Yeah, because to me they wouldn't exist. Okay, let me see what you said about the toy that I asked about, because I totally missed that one, Carrie. Viewmaster. Yeah, that's what it was called. A Viewmaster. You're right. Honey, stop. Neither have I. I'm upset. Yeah, we don't have snow. Whoa. 1959 calendar. Look at that little boy. This looks like Fort Edmonton Park. So cool, eh? This is actually, what? Will not grow hair. Sorry. Like, totally ADD moment. Like, boom. Like, this is the basement. See the world. It's the most unique hanger collection. 1889 courtroom, general store and post office, jail laundry, local sports display, and radio room. Let's go into the kitchen first. Whoa, I wasn't expecting it to look like that. I really wasn't. Goulash and bean soup and coffee. Honey, I told you to put your britches on. You left them in the bathroom. My typo. I'm doing stuff. AJ is home listening. Oh, fun. Listen, we had a green Christmas for some reason. If you message me on Facebook, I'll answer you. If you're listening, I'll answer you in a little bit when I'm done. Look at all these little unique little kitchen utensils. A hand forged screwdriver. That's an old screwdriver. And a pancake griddle scraper. Ice tongs. Those are what you pick up ice cubes, eh? School in the kitchen. No, that's a high chair. That's a high chair. Hey, Hummer Muffin, how are you? Looks like any grandma kitchen here. Yeah, it's really like, look at the little ass stove. Oh my God. I've never seen a stove so little. Hold on. We gotta go check it out. Listen, clearly the coffee pot is something that's like to Dave. Look at that. It is so old. Look at the toaster. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. The old little dishes. Listen, I'm not a tour guide, thankfully, huh? I would suck at it. Look at that. Look at the old cocoa. Harlem, Holland. The old bottles, like paprika. You know what that little bottle of paprika reminds me of? Do you ladies remember like when you would get like the old like Remember when you could get the shopping cart and it came with those little bottles of like almost like the mini brands, but it wasn't mini brands. It was bigger, a little bit bigger, but it came in plastic and you couldn't open them. Yeah, that's what that reminded me of. Look at the plastic food. Why do we got eggs in the cupboard? Somebody tell me why we got eggs in the cupboard. The old phone. Get out of the light. The old phone. That's an old phone. Keys. Wonder if those keys go to the jail cells. They didn't hide them very good. They're in the kitchen. Listen, cement shoes. You're good. You're good. You can just catch up later on the beginning. Yeah, you suck. Listen, I can't. The good old days. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? Everything. Big 10. And it's like miniature things. Yeah, I know. Look at that old clock too. Oh, that's a cuckoo clock. Except for I don't know where the cuckoo thing would pop out. What is that? I'm too nosy when I go up in other places. But I still can't get over how little this stove is, you guys. Like, so it's like up to my waist. And it's like the size of a, I don't know, a grown adult size. Wonder what these are. Milk bottle cap removers from the Kalamazoo Creamery. Oh, is that an old rattle? Can I touch it? Oh, it's not. I don't know what the hell that is, but it's not a rattle, you guys. American Woman's Cookbook. I bet you there's some old recipes in that cookbook. The American Woman's Cookbook. The Art of Making Bread. Wait. 6-candle mold for making 6 candles at a time. Candle wick clipper. That's weird looking. Don't they just use normal scissors nowadays? Wait. A nut meat chopper. Hemi, what did you do with that? What did you do with the nut meat chopper? That sounds kind of, I'm gonna shut up because, well, I think that guy's coming around now. Oh, wait. Oh, I want that candle maker. Yeah, it's old. It's metal. Look. It's metal. It's really old. I want to know what you did with the meat chopper, the nut meat chopper. I think the fact that they added the nut part in meat chopper part in there is a little strange in a roundabout way. Look at that. 1992. What? It's a grater. An old grater. At least I know what that is. Here's a sugar container. Sugar. Wait. County jail matron cooks 24,000 meals a year and has 819 guests. Wow. Wait, I'm going to try to get a nice close-up shot where you can come back and read it maybe, because I want to read the article, but listen. 1960, Allegan, Michigan. If you want to look up the article, county jail matron cooks 24,000 meals a year, has 819 guests. That's a lot of information. Apple peeler. Oh, how does that work? Somebody tell me how that works. That's an apple peeler. The way that it's like situated and like, I don't know, it's huge. Let me see. Turn my phone so that way we can get it in there. How does this thing work? Somebody tell me. Oh, what is that? Like Is this a bank? Or is this also a bank? I feel like I'm in a bank. Or maybe this is where they serve the inmates. I bet you it is. Shh, don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Hey. Glad you could join us, Cement Shoes. Oh, let's see. For the Bulls. I'm thinking for the Bulls nuts. Take photo of it, then zoom in. Oh, you're so smart. But I can't because my camera's being used with the live stream. I would have to end before leaving here and come in and take a photo of it and see about zooming in, and then I can maybe take a zoom in and yeah, and post it on the community wall. You know what I mean? Let's see. Oh, I think that gentleman left. Oh, I think he might be coming soon. Let's see. Whoa. This place goes down pretty far. Listen. I think he's coming to get us now. Oh, okay. I see you could do that. Yeah, yeah. Such a cool place. It is. It's so old. Like you can just tell. It's a real old building. It's cool that it's still here though. Wait, what's this? What's this? Bonnie Heft. Connie Heft. Anna Heft. What is all of this? Is this what they used to do? That's crazy. Look at the old drawings. Weird. Oh, there's some on this side too. Wait. How did I miss all of that? With names? I wonder how long those have been on this wall. Okay. Allegan County Democrat. I wonder what that is. That's an old 1873 newsletter paper. April 30th, 1873. That's pretty old. That's in good shape for being that old, to be honest. I have no idea what all of that says, and no, I'm not going to take a photo to zoom in on all of them small little things because it's a whole bunch of stuff on that thing. That's a nope. Okay, we're back over here. We just didn't go upstairs yet. Let's see. Oh, Allegan County Courthouse. Christmas globe. Look at the root beer stick. Cotton candy. Cherry coke. Ew. Blueberry might be good. Bubblegum might be good. Watermelon, butterscotch, root beer. They're only 50 cents each. I'm going to share with you guys through the phone, okay? Just kidding. Just kidding. Hey. Well, hey, hold on. I'm signing in. 3023. Stephanie and live stream. There you go, guys. We signed in. Stephanie and live stream. Good job.
I was more concerned about the blower. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Alan said he could do it by himself.
Online.
But
okay. That's how I found out about them.
Like if you're not here.
Okay. Oh. Is it okay if we go upstairs and look?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I didn't even know you came in.
Uh-huh.
I didn't hear that you come in.
I've been in.
Oh, you've been here.
Yeah, I've been in. I come in and I was waiting for Greg to finish that tour.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Absolutely, you may
Yep.
walk around anywhere you want.
Oh, okay, cool, sweet.
Unless it says don't enter.
Unless it says don't enter, and that's Where? No. Nowhere. No.
In the basement, but it's just like the furnace room. And
Oh, yeah. The basement. Yeah.
you don't want-
Okay. Do you guys want to go up or down? Penny candy. Nope, that's not penny candy though. It looks like it could be almost
50
close.
cent candy.
It's 50-cent candy. Wait, Graham D's old style homemade soap.
Yep, lye soap. It's great stuff. I use it every day.
Lye soap.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
Lemon antiseptic.
Well, there's lemon, there's plain. There might be, sometimes there's, do we have other flavors? Aaron? That's lemon.
Underneath there on the left, there is more.
Wonder about this one. Homemade
Yeah, she makes it. For-
soft water lye fat.
Yep, great stuff.
Yeah,
On the low somewhat mark.
different.
Already?
You gonna be here or?
Hmm.
you gonna go-
No, I'm gonna go have lunch, I think, when I have an opportunity.
Any minute.
Cool. All right. It used to be a penny for that candy stick. They used to be a penny
Yeah, in 1903.
in 1903. Well, maybe. Watch your head going down into such a cool place. They are loving this. Such a cool place. 50-cent candy too. Yeah. Well, the candy sticks are. He said in 1903 they were a penny candy. You want to go up? Okay, we'll go up. We'll go up and then we can go down. Oh, I think the other guy might be coming to grab us though. We'll see what we can learn. Anybody know who that guy is down there on that plate? You guys can't see it very well. Nope, can't see it. These are cool though. Look, there's a candy dish ashtray. Except for it's not a candy dish. It don't got a top. But look at the badges. Sheriff badge. Pretty cool. Oh, look at the train. Little train set thingy. Pencil sharpeners.
I'm sorry I missed you.
Ho, ho, ho. Santa's watching you guys for next year already. I'm just letting you know. He's watching. When I was a kid, they were 1 cent. Really, fruit fly. Yeah. I can't believe that those used to be one. Listen, I can't even imagine them being 1 cent. I would have thought like 10 cents. I think they would have been the cheapest I would have seen them is 10 cents. I just aged myself. Don't listen to me. I really aged myself when we were talking about that. What was it called? The vision. What was it called? Listen, I'm gonna go back up to find out. What did we call it? Viewmaster. Yeah, the Viewmaster thing. Anyways, they taste great. Do they? I might have to try one or so. But now I kind of want to see the basement. You want to see the basement? The basement is like literally like right around the corner. The stairs is further away. Okay, we'll go to the basement real quick, okay? Wait. Look at the old little. Look at that. Oh. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Postcards. Let's see what they got. Oh, they're old. They're so old. Anyways, look at that. That's weird. Okay, guys, we're gonna go down. We're gonna go down. We're gonna go down and not up. Because people said up and people said down and okay. Viewmaster. Yeah, the Viewmaster, you know, like the little red thing with the where you put the circle little the camera what did they call it? The camera stuff, and you flick down the button and it turned the picture. You know what I'm talking about? The Viewmaster thing. Because look, this is what we were talking about, fruit fly. I don't think you were here for this. We've done walk through all of this. And we looked at the little dolls. But these, we were looking at these and talking about them being little Viewmaster kind of things. And all the little photos. Do you make sense now? Oh, thank you, JL. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. So cool. Yes, forbidden areas are always the best. Yeah, right? So go in the spots where it says stay out. I still have mine. You still have yours too? M- Um, Just Carry Me said that she still has hers also. Oh, thanks. Welcome, Craftastic. I think is it you that got the membership? Who got it? Oh, Fruit Fly. Welcome, Fruit Fly. I was gonna say, wasn't Fruitastic, Fruitastic. Listen, read, Stephanie, read. Craftastic. I was gonna say, I think I get some new memberships here soon to give away. I tell you, so we were looking at this little chest right here, Fruit Fly. We were reading about that. And I just, now, as Stephanie, and I just kind of glimpsed out of my corner of my eye. There's this photo. And it's a little weird. It's really old and odd. Scary, scary, scary. So don't talk to me about that. That thing's scary. And here we have Hemi's drawers. He needs to put his britches back on. Just saying. Picking on Hemi. Okay, guys, we're going down. Don't judge me. I have no idea what we're going to find down here. But wow. Talk about a narrow staircase. What are these? Listen, did they each have their own little beaten stick? Because I feel like they did. They're rulers, and I feel like they used them as thinking sticks. Always picking on me. Hemi, you know, if I didn't, you would say, are you sick? Oh, wow, cool. Look at the little shoe things. Let me see. Make sure you guys can see the little shoe holders.
There you are.
Yes, we're lost in the maze.
I apologize for taking so long.
No, you're fine. You're absolutely
I
fine.
like to give people a good tour.
Yeah, you're absolutely fine. We're just enjoying. We're looking. We are actually enjoying it. So,
Picking up, boys.
yep. Would you like me to pause for a minute? Yep. Just 1 second, guys. non-judgmental people. My sub following is very, very,
So if you want to,
Non-judgmental.
we'll just start up.
okay, we're gonna go up and start up at the front, guys. No need. I remember my first time when I first started live streaming, I was a little, ooh.
I have no problem. People like giving tours, but it's just when I'm.
Yeah, no.
recorded, sometimes we get tongue
Nope.
tied. but-
Yeah, no problem. We've got single digit numbers right now, so no problem. Just a group of us. Okay. So,
It was a display and the light was hitting it. I'm thinking the light came in the window, so.
Uh-oh.
You could look dusty.
Can I get you guys to converse somewhere else that doesn't pick that up,
oh no, you good.
please?
Well,
We're good.
you know,
No. I promise you guys, they are fine.
Okay, now just kind of tell you the history behind Allegan County, the jail.
Okay.
Is that what you want?
Yeah,
Or if you-
just, yeah.
Or if you
Or-
have questions, because I always tell people, if I don't cover something, you have a question, please ask.
Okay.
Um. are we good?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the old Allegan County Jail. It was built in 1906 and it was used as a jail to 1963.
Okay.
The jail is in the back half. There's a residence in the front, and there's a reason for that. I'll tell you when we get up front. But this was the booking room. The inmates
Oh.
were brought in right through the door you came in earlier.
Oh,
They
okay.
were-
So I'm an inmate right now.
The jail would be in the back, so you're still,
Yeah,
you would be processed in here.
processed. Okay.
Of course, back then there were
Look
no
at the-
computers, so we have.
Yeah, that's
books and
stack of
written in by
papers.
hand. But,
Wow, that's crazy. How many inmates did this place used to?
At one time, when it
House?
opened, it could hold about 38
38 at one time.
when it opened. Then they remodeled a few things and went to about 32, 33.
Okay,
And
okay.
I'm not sure exactly when. But as you walk through here, all the artifacts represent Allegan County. They're all original, and they've all just been donated over the years. This became a museum shortly after the jail moved out.
Oh, okay.
Early 64, so.
Oh, that's cool.
So come in here,
Okay.
you're not gonna,
We're going in the
the
license bureau.
artifacts that are here, nothing was here when it was a jail.
Oh,
It's all
okay.
been donated. But
Okay.
the building itself is all original, including the fireplace.
Oh, wow.
That's all original.
I didn't even realize that it was a fireplace back there, guys.
I've never seen a tile like that before.
Any famous inmates?
Not really, that are
Not-
known, that are
Well-
famous. We've had a few that were here quite often.
That were here quite often, so they became famous here in the town.
Get town, county, yes.
Yes.
We have one gentleman, his name is inscribed on probably half the cells here.
Oh, really?
Bob Horton.
Rob Horton.
And he always signed it with assault and battery.
Assault
So
and
I've
battery.
tried to find a photo of him. I don't know if he was really a tough guy or maybe just a little guy that liked to sound tough. I don't know. But he's got his name all over here. So he's not famous, but he would be one of the more famous ones because I have people ask me, who's this Bob guy?
Because he's everywhere. Bob Horton. Okay. Victorian era is my favorite.
Okay, we have some Victorian upstairs in the
Mhm.
residence.
Okay.
And this here was a license bureau. They give driver's license tests in here,
In the same place? In the jailhouse?
right here.
Wow, that's crazy.
And
They
then
gave
when-
license.
When the new county building opened in the early 60s, everything moved over there.
Oh, okay.
But this driver's license test, now we have obviously a lot of old furniture. This desk is from the 1870s.
1870.
and
That's
it
a
was-
huge
It
desk.
was built for Judge Frank Williams by a Swedish carpenter out of Saugatuck.
Okay.
He knew the judge, they were friends. Now,
I did drive to
the
Saugatuck when I was young.
The county had completed the courthouse, but they ran out of money, they said, to furnish it, for tables, chairs, etc. So he was working on something really small. So being a friend, this guy thought, Judge needs something a little more
Spacious.
official looking. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he built that for him.
So that would have been like the judge bench, like kind of thing. Like the
Well, if not,
yeah.
his working desk more. or
Okay,
less.
okay,
Not
okay.
so much
See,
the
I
judge's
thought
desk.
like seeing the back thing, you know, it was more like in a courtroom setting thing,
Yes.
but maybe not. But
But I know what you mean as far as those, the old courthouse, now you have computers to store things on.
right
They stored their documents in this wooden box.
in that one wooden
Yep,
box.
the top comes out, so there's room in the bottom, and there's different compartments there to store documents.
Oh wow, that's a small box. If you got a lot of documents that you got to store.
For papers, yes.
So one thing
I'm sure they
you guys
had
have to
it,
remember.
Look at the
filled
typewriter.
up. We have a lot of old typewriters, and of course, those weren't electric typewriters either. They were manual, so you had to push the keys pretty hard.
Uh-huh. I showed some them in the back, the candlestick holders. Somebody said, I want the candlestick makers. Yep.
We have,
Okay.
there's some Confederate money
Oh, wow.
that came north after the Civil War.
I didn't even notice that. That's Confederate money.
Yes. And of course, up here, there was no value to it, other than just to collect.
Right.
There was nothing gold or anything backing it.
That's cool. Those are weird.
And one of our bigger employers in history, it's not here anymore, but was Blood Brothers. It later became Rockwell International. They manufactured axles and universal joints for large trucks and equipment. Well, the Blood Brothers, they came from Kalamazoo. They started as a bicycle shop.
Okay.
1914, 15, they tried to get in the automobile business. They built 100 vehicles. It was called the Cornelian Light Car. It's kind of ahead of its time, it was really light. It was $410.
Really?
But for another 25, you could get a top and a windshield. So that was kind of funny, just the deluxe package.
So in order to get the top and the windshield to the car, you had to pay another $25.
Yes, but I would think it would be worth it.
Yeah,
Keep
right,
yourself
right.
out of the rain.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Look at that typewriter.
Now they did build one car for a race car, and it raced in the 1915 Indianapolis 500. It didn't finish the race, but it started the race. And the gentleman in the photo that drove it was Lewis Chevrolet
Okay.
from the Chevrolet company.
Oh, you're talking about back here in that
Yes, drove the race
gentleman.
car, Lewis Chevrolet. He's the one driving
Okay.
it.
Okay. Yep. Cool. How neat.
So we had a short-lived car company here in Allegan.
Wow. I didn't know that. Really. I thought only like the
There were thousands of car companies at one time
in
until
Michigan.
the country, until
Oh, really?
the big three would gobble them up, and then or they'd go, just go
And then they'd go
they'd
under.
just go out of business. Yes.
Right. That's all
Um,
happens.
The single most important event in the history of the city of Allegan,
Uh-huh.
in my opinion, and most others, was March 12, 1884. There was a fire downtown.
Oh, wow.
Over 40 buildings burnt to the ground.
Wow.
The main street you're looking at here is Locust Street,
Uh-huh.
kind of our main street. It burnt, and it started over on Hubbard Street on the other corner of the courthouse. A spark from a fireplace fell between a couple of old dry wooden buildings,
Okay.
and the wind was blowing really strong, so it just shot down the street.
Wow.
Well, there was a bank building and a hotel,
Okay.
and here's a photo of the same street, Locust, with the same bank and hotel. The bank had thick cement walls, plus the wind shifted north.
Oh, wow.
So that's how it got Locust Street. They had everything pretty much rebuilt within a year. So they worked really fast. Now, you'll notice in this photo, most of downtown was 3 stories.
Yep.
But when they rebuilt, just like you see today, they did 2 stories because it was just cheaper and quicker to rebuild.
Oh, okay.
So that's as you would see it.
Can I
now.
ask, were these actually artifacts from the fire?
Those little toys were found in the rubble.
Oh, really? So there were little toys, these right here?
Yeah, just a little fork and cup, little kids' toys.
Sweet.
This is the courthouse steps. this gentleman here is Teddy Roosevelt.
Really?
And
Teddy Roosevelt,
he was
guys.
here twice. 1900, he was campaigning for William McKinley as president.
Mhm.
And of course, in 1901, McKinley was assassinated. But Teddy was also here in 1898 with his Rough Riders during the Spanish-American War. And
How did I know this?
they rode their horses right down Locust Street.
Oh, really? Right before like the fire?
Yes. Oh, no, actually it would be
After the fire? After
Yes.
the fire. Okay, 1900.
1898, but they rode their horses and they were just making an appearance.
Uh-huh.
So we've had some famous people here. We've had Thomas Edison here in town
I seen that.
about the turn of the century, and he was just showing off his phonograph,
Mhm.
going around trying to build sales up. Susan B. Anthony was in the county, both here and in Saugatuck. That was during the women's temperance movement about
Okay.
signing pledges of the evil of drink. And so, yeah, we've had a few famous people.
Cool. Moody Mary says, you can tell this guy loves his history. Tell him I said hi.
Hello back.
That was Moody Mary. I
I
love
was-
the old Hudsons and Packards, like the cars in the Chinatown movie. Do you know what it is?
That I'm not as familiar with.
Okay.
I'll just,
Hey.
I'm not one that's gonna
Yep.
say things if I don't know.
Well,
I'll
he
let
was
you know.
actually talking to another chatter, so
Oh, okay.
I just kind of read it.
But yes, and they just redid most of downtown Allegan, the streets and
Mhm.
sidewalks. Well, Locust Street was, in my lifetime, was always one way. They made it two-way again, because this is 32, but up into the
Okay.
1960s, it was two-way, so it's nothing totally new. The only thing is, with cars being trucks a little longer,
Yeah,
the
harder to park in there.
east side, they made parallel to go with the angle that side.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's the one difference.
Okay, so like it would be like opposite
Yeah,
instead of, yeah.
it's the same way as far as, in my lifetime, the traffic was always north.
Hmm.
But when they first reopened a few weeks ago, I'm like, I got to travel down there. 'cause
A few weeks ago? So they
Yeah,
just now
around
changed it, huh?
Around Thanksgiving, they were finished with all the.
Oh, wow. So that's recent
I don't
change.
have any right here. It's on my camera, but I wish I could show you what some of that looked like before.
Pretty
I
cool
would
though.
walk down here. I mean, it looked like 1800s. The dirt was just torn up.
That's something to get used
Little
to.
wood crossings for people to walk to stay out of
Mhm.
the mud, which is what they had back then.
Yeah, definitely something to get used to.
But yes. So
That's a change for you, huh?
having been born and lived here my whole life, change is a little hard for me.
I'm
better
weird
than I
about
used
the
to be.
change
I
too.
think it's really nice,
Hmm.
but I'm just
It's
little
new. It's still new.
old-fashioned. Yeah.
I
This
did
is-
read about this. I did. I read them about the
You did.
the award-winning
And the
gown.
interesting thing is it won the blue ribbon at the county fair. Now we don't have the ribbon. That would be kind of nice.
I know.
But the christening dress, and
This
then
is just
the
an old
parasol there to keep
pram.
the sun and off of the child.
Yeah, it's old. That's the first thing that when I rounded the corner, I seen the print. It caught
It
my
is.
eye.
Now I will point out it was state law going back to the 1800s, and it was some other states too. The
Mhm.
sheriff's family was required to live at the jail. So
Really?
that's why the jail's in the back half. The front half is a residence, like you would think. The main reason was the sheriff's wife prepared the meals for the inmates. So if you figure how busy she was, 3 meals a day for them, 3 for her family. She had laundry to do. If they were young enough when, say, he took office, she might have to raise her kids and get them off to school. So she was very busy.
Very busy.
She was given money by the county as pay, so much per meal, but she had to go out and get the groceries.
Jeff, can you say where this is at? This is Allegan County in Michigan. It's the historic museum / old jail. Yeah, it's in the title. There's another channel I love watching. It's called The Watchers. They visit historical sites and it's humorous but very insightful. This place reminds me a little bit of the Rose Red movie, also known as the Winchester Mansion. I think it's because of like the double.
Are you talking here in town?
No.
Because we do have what was called the Winchester Inn.
Yes,
The
oh,
bed
I
and
passed
breakfast
it coming
on
up here,
Marshall Street.
right up here, the big,
Well, this is up on Marshall Street.
okay, see, now
But
I
it's
come
the
from
same-
this way.
Okay, it's the same thing. The
That was a
one,
huge,
I just wrote an article on the one down here. for our
Really?
Monthly newsletter. In fact, before you go, take a copy of the January newsletter.
okay.
We have extra copies we printed out.
Okay.
You'll find it interesting, but it was a bed and
It was
breakfast. It was
big.
originally built by a couple. They were fairly wealthy. He bought up land, lumber, things like that. There's another house on the other side. It was red, but they're working on it,
Uh-huh,
redoing pretty much everything. They lived on that property, but that wasn't built till 1884. So it was a smaller house,
okay,
which I have no pictures of that. But the one you're talking about was built between 1864 and 66, I believe. They did a little here and there when they could. He built most of it
Yes.
because he knew how to build.
if I get it, or the tour is free, if I get up that way, I'd like to see it in person. Yes, they are free. They are donations, based on donations, basically. And we're gonna donate.
We're
So-
open Saturdays 10 to 4 right now, other than today because this week we were open because of the holidays. Thought maybe we'd have people in town.
Okay,
So
yeah. So weekends 10 to 4. No, sorry, just meant to say, okay. I didn't even notice the title. You're good.
now the family, because they lived
Mm-hmm.
here, this was their main entrance and exit. They went
Okay.
through in and out to the front porch.
So they didn't use the booking area.
No,
I
the
wouldn't-
sheriff obviously would go in and out. But
Well,
the
right.
family itself, would use the front porch.
Mm-hmm,
So that's where they went in and out.
cool.
And if you have no questions down here, we'll go upstairs.
Okay. This is one way we didn't go yet. We're going up, guys, we're going up.
The residents, the bedrooms were up here.
Okay,
They actually made buttons from clamshells. There were a lot of clams in the Kalamazoo River.
oh, wow. You know what's weird is I lived in Michigan almost, well, except for like a year of my life. And I never knew all this. Oh,
Now,
wow.
these were bedrooms,
Mhm.
but we fixed them up just to show examples of different periods or aspects of life. This is roughly a circa 1910 fairly formal dining room.
Okay,
And we have a couple of the old phones on the wall,
okay.
which
In the back, guys.
those were large phones.
Yeah, they were.
We have a lot of clothing here, just styles that were in for that period.
Mhm.
Old radio. We have a bunch of old sewing machines. Now,
Little radio and sewing machines.
this is a pioneer room. Elizabeth Wetmore, she was a teacher, and her grandfather was the first permanent settler in Allegan Township, north of town. If you're heading out towards
That name
Monterey.
sounds familiar.
And there was at one time a Wetmore School. There was a Wetmore Lake, which is still there, obviously.
Right.
Things were named after people back then. Instead of numbers, the Pawpaw Road went towards Pawpaw. The Dutch Colony Road went towards Holland. Even in town here, everything was named generally after people instead of numbers. But her grandfather was the first permanent settler, came in the mid 1830s, and most of the first permanent settlers here in Allegan County came between 1830 and 35. And you got to remember, Michigan was part of the Northwest Territory back then because
Mhm.
people really had not settled out west in numbers. So Michigan was a lot of mostly swamp and woods. So they came
Really?
here, there was a lot of money in the timber. And you had the river, which was important because you could float your logs to the mills and make water power.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as floating them all the way to Saugatuck and the lake shore, Chicago and Milwaukee were a couple of the big ports.
That furniture is beautiful. You can tell them that it's made so much better than they make them the things nowadays.
I agree. The wood was better. The stains looked nice.
Yeah, yeah.
The darker, and with what they had to work with, I love old architecture, whether it's buildings, houses,
Mm-hmm.
headboards, just, what they had to work with. Now, I will tell you an interesting story. This lady, Elizabeth Wetmore, her older brother, when he went off to college,
Mhm.
and I believe it was either Adrian or Albion, he actually took that bed and used that.
He took that bed to college?
Yes. So he had to have been fairly small and light
Yeah.
because it was not springs or anything. It was rope that held it up. And so I find that very interesting.
Is that a butter churner?
That is a butter churn, yes. And the
And the
gourd in
sign-
the back, the sign,
Oh, I was just gonna say,
That's
the
just
sign
explaining
is.
Christmas.
Yep, that it was a pagan, it was believed to be a pagan holiday, so they didn't celebrate,
till about 1870.
yep,
Kind of the Puritans,
Christmas.
which were by the book. I mean,
Mhm.
but the cabinet back there, that had many purposes: dishes, you could bookcases, the gourd back on the wall there,
Mm-hmm.
that was hollowed out, and you could store seed in there for the next planting season,
Oh, really?
because by hanging it, it kept rats and mice and rodents from eating your seed. So
Yeah.
that was the purpose of hanging it.
So smart.
They figured out ways to do things. They were very innovative.
Get that
And
little.
if you think about it, all these artifacts in here that are really old,
Mhm.
when they came out, they were state of the art.
Yeah,
They didn't.
it was up to date.
Up to date, yes. They
Yeah.
did not know any different.
Right.
And
Cool.
it was a simpler way of life, but yet manually and physically they worked harder.
Yeah.
So it was.
Well, it sounds like even the sheriff's wife was pretty busy.
She
Here's
was.
some little. I remember getting some of these little China things when I was younger, like the little
Those could have been
teas.
used as toys for, say, little girls, or they could be, you go on vacation, find little trinkets, or
And then you just pick
and
them
bring
up.
them back.
Yep.
Yes. These were some paper toys that were made for Elizabeth Wetmore
Oh,
by her
really?
mother circa 1870. And she did not have much to work with compared to modern things. So the detail with just the scissors cutting that out is amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know how she did
How
that.
did she do all
But
that?
these were things kids could play with. It was a different time.
I
They didn't have
remember having the
TV.
paper dolls where you put the little paper clothes on them. Listen, you guys, I am not dating my age. Don't listen to me.
But it was a different time. You didn't go home and turn your TV on,
Do they have a toilet room?
radio. I will get to that.
Yep.
Now, the detail is just great.
Yeah. Look at the chair details.
It's a little bit of everything. There's a chair, bed, sleds.
Yeah. The bed. It's actually got little holes in the headboard. That's crazy.
Now, this big room was the sheriff's
It's a
bedroom.
Victorian Pollard.
This was the sheriff's bedroom.
Okay.
And
That's just
back in the day, there was one sheriff that actually used the turret over there where it rounds out as his office because
Mhm.
he liked being able to look down the street. There was a sheriff from 1933 to 1940 whose son was married over in the corner there. And
really,
a couple years later, his grandson was born in this room.
really lots of
But that was
history.
back in the day. You had midwives, nurses come in. A lot of people just delivered at home.
Right.
And
It's crazy.
there is a wreath on the wall back there. That is a mourning wreath above the couch.
Oh, above the couch. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
That was called a mourning wreath. And this philosophy of mourning is in when somebody passed away that was
Mhm.
family or really close. That was a gesture you made and gave to them. Now, it's made with a small bendable wire.
Hmm.
And as you wind the stuff around there, it's made of human hair.
What? That's crazy. Oh,
I'll show you.
okay. Oh, we're going in, guys.
And it was
In the
just
forbidden
a-
rooms.
It was just a gesture. It
That's so
sounds a little weird nowadays, but it's human hair that was woven. And you could have different
Wow.
colors. Maybe you had a redhead, a blonde, brunette, or somebody had gray hair. it was a sign of friendship. You know, you were thinking of them,
That is so crazy.
and it was just, you know.
So
they
this
did
is
different
actually
things.
somebody's hair.
A combination of several.
Several.
It could be guys had haircuts,
Hair
women
of the
maybe,
deceased, yes,
women
for
maybe
fly.
brushed their hair and, you know, fall out,
Fall
and they
out.
would save it until they had so much, and they would,
Then they would make one of these.
yes,
Crazy.
it is.
It is very pretty though. Very pretty.
It's a lot of good work. I'm
Yeah.
sure it looks like it took time.
It's funny you said clawfoot though earlier because there's a stool with clawfoot. They
That
said, I bet you there's a clawfoot tub somewhere. Probably not in
That
this
I
one.
don't think we have here.
No.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
My best friend used to have one.
Okay.
It was nice.
The thing at this point is we run out of room.
Yeah,
We have so many artifacts. We have
you do.
I think over 10,000 roughly artifacts, a lot in storage too. We try to rotate things, to keep it fresh. We have well over 12,000 photos, which we've digitized. So if somebody comes in, it's much easier. Do you have a photo of my great grandma? It's easy to look up,
Yeah.
and either we do or we don't.
Right.
We have a
Okay.
stool that was handmade here with bull horns.
Oh, cool. Bull horns, guys. That is so cool.
And I will show you something here that is very interesting, I think.
Okay.
This is a little children's Bible.
Really?
Well, I'm not sure when. I think it was 1880s or 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not positive. But there was a little girl that around here that drowned. I don't know if it was in a lake or the river or what. But here's a little cross.
Mm-hmm.
But back here, there's her obituary. And in this envelope, which I don't want to wreck, but
Mm-hmm.
there's a piece of a lock of hair, blonde, that was supposedly hers.
Oh, wow.
So, and then at some point, somebody donated it, but we think that blonde lock is hers.
Oh, okay.
So,
And that's the little girl that's said to possibly be haunting the upstairs?
yes, you've heard about that then.
Well, when I come in, the gentleman, because I asked him about any stories about hauntings.
Yes, it's probably the one. He moved to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was Scott, and he's one that usually sat and gave the paranormal tours.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, a little girl in the attic, very playful, not mean. She very likes to do pranks. Come up, pull on your shirt,
Mhm.
take your pen or pencil and move it down to the other end of the table.
Oh,
Supposedly,
cool.
so
Have you had anything happen to you?
I personally have not.
No. Okay, that's what the
Although
gentleman
if you're
downstairs.
in here
Mhm.
and it's getting darker about closing time, you do start to hear every little noise. Kind of starts
It starts to echo in your ears.
it spooks you a little bit, but I've never personally seen anything.
Have you been in here after nightfall?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just to close
Hmm.
up after a paranormal group
yeah.
or something.
That would
And
be so much fun to
as
do.
far as far as ghosts, there's about 3 areas that they say they really more activity than anywhere else. This room,
Oh.
the attic, and then downstairs, the opening between the washroom and general store.
Mm-hmm.
Those 3 areas seem to
Okay.
stand out more than
In
any other.
the little walkway where all the little drawings are on the wall.
No, downstairs
Oh, you're talking in the basement.
in
Okay.
the actual basement.
Okay, yeah, we didn't make it that far. Oh, no, you're fine. I got it. I'm just keeping you out of the view, out of respect.
This is Victorian bedroom we fixed up,
Okay.
1890 to 1900. The headboard's an example of what I was talking about, how they're beautiful back then, the work,
Yeah.
the detail and craftsmanship. We have an actual quilt that was actually made in 1854 by a local
Oh, wow.
lady. There's
Wow.
another hair wreath on the window, but it's a different
Oh,
shape.
yep.
The stone down there, could be heated up in the wintertime, act as a foot warmer, or you could put under a blanket to,
Warm your blankets.
yes, heat yourself up.
Cool.
This room here was
Neat.
actually the family bath.
Oh, really?
Now, This did have indoor plumbing, running water, and electricity from the beginning. And even in town, that was pretty rare still at that time.
Mhm.
We fixed this up to show what some kitchen items.
Mhm.
The Peninsular stove, those were huge. Those are really neat. Wooden stove.
Mhm.
You could also use it besides cooking just to heat. The Hoosier there for baking, that was, you could roll dough, store your spices, because that was your cupboards.
Mhm.
It was very uncommon back then to build cupboards and
On the walls?
closets in places. They just didn't do it as extra time and expense. So that was your closet, I mean, your cupboard.
Wow. That's not very much cupboard space, guys. I know how I feel.
Not
Hey,
really.
COVID.
And quite a few burners.
Yeah.
So you could,
It's much different than the one that's downstairs in the kitchen. That one was tiny.
yeah, that was a lot. More but now, as far as closets, they would store clothes like in armoires and different things.
Okay.
That one's on rollers, but that would take the place of your closet.
Mhm.
Now, this did have a closet in every room, but it was a jail, so I'm sure they didn't worry about what they spent.
Yeah, really.
And
So when there was a transfer from sheriff to sheriff, the one sheriff would move out and,
yes, each sheriff, the family brought their own furnishings too.
oh, really?
So they had the tables, chairs, beds, whatever.
Okay.
They brought their own furnishings.
Can I go up to the
You
reef?
can.
Okay.
I was gonna mention that to you. If there's
Yeah.
something you need to get
Oh.
closer to, just
Yeah.
feel free.
Yeah.
I apologize.
I was joking with them, the mirror down in the bathroom. I said it reminds me of watching Titanic, you know, the sheets have never been slept in.
Right, I've seen that. I apologize I didn't mention that sooner, but
Yeah,
if there's
no.
something you want to get up closer, because you're not just a tour, you're here for
Okay,
other
so this is
reasons, too.
another hair reef. You can actually see all the little hair, like, pieces.
Would you feel
strands.
better with the light off?
Maybe, I don't know. Can you guys see that a little bit better? Oh, hold on. You can see me in it, that's for sure. You know, huh? But you guys see me all the time. I'm not hidden. Oh, I love homemade quilts.
I
This
don't
is
know if
when,
that helps or not.
yeah,
Yeah, that was local lady, 1854. She made that.
cool.
Clarissa Foster. She was about 23 years old when she began this quilt in 1854. She married in 1864, had 5 children, and died in 1924. That was something you don't see much nowadays. People did quilts, Afghans,
Right.
things like that.
The one thing that intrigues me the most for some reason is always the trunks. I don't know why, but I've always been intrigued by trunks.
Well, that could that could be a closet also, just like the armoire. Maybe put your fortune in there. I
don't know.
but yeah.
Yeah.
So if you need
This
to
is
get a
not
little
very
closer,
big.
no,
The
not
bed's
really.
not.
The
This bed, okay, guys.
the big
So
parlor was the sheriff's bedroom.
I know it looks long on the camera view, but it's really not. Let me see if I can flip this real quick for you guys. I want you guys to see that it's really not a big bed at all. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, see, it's not at all a big bed. It's really small, to be honest.
The
Okay.
headboard makes it look bigger.
Yeah, like it just, and then like in my camera view, it looks like extra long, like king, like a tall man. It's really not,
And a
guys.
lot of them nowadays aren't made with footboards either.
Yeah, you're right. They're not.
And if you want to show them the
Okay.
wash basin here for water, pouring, cleaning. Of course,
Very
we
intricate.
have the old chamber pot down on the floor. So that's pre-bathroom.
That's pre-bathroom?
Well, that's what they used.
Oh, that's what they use for a bathroom, guys. You guys asked for a toilet.
And generally, it was the youngest child's chore to empty and clean. So you didn't want to
I
be
was
the
the
youngest.
oldest, so I'm glad I was
You
the
did
oldest.
not want to be the youngest child, yes.
Yes. So, well, here's your guys' old Victorian little bathroom. Let's see. He's gonna open it. Let's hope that that was probably never used.
If it had, I'm sure it's been clean, but it's
Right.
still the
Very
thought.
clean.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Look at the old fans that they used to use, guys. I like that. That's a pretty dress for an old style dress.
Mhm.
I wouldn't wear it. I don't wear dresses.
I can't say I would either, but
No.
a nightgown with a nightcap.
The old little perfume bottles.
Yep, this one here is just a personal size that you could take in your purse or pocket
Uh-huh.
for cologne
And just
or
like-
perfume. And I don't think it's got a pump. I just dump a little on your hand and,
Yeah, probably on
yeah.
your finger or something. Look at that. Look at that old little jewelry. Okay, guys, we're moving along. Moving along.
Just close the door.
Okay. And
Now I will say the closets,
uh-huh.
not too much, but the closets where I said they didn't build them in, there was a house here in town. It's still around and built in 1888. The gentleman won the Louisiana lottery.
Okay.
Okay, I didn't know the lotteries went back that far, but he won about 14,000, and in the 1880s that was a lot of money. Well, he had promised his wife he would build her a house with a closet in every room, and he did. He kept his word. So they referred to it, the locals, as the lottery house.
Oh, really? Because it had a closet in every
It
room.
still stands.
Really?
If you go down, not this one, but the next street, turn left, go up the big hill with the blue water tower.
Uh-huh.
Cutler Street, before you go through the light up the hill, there's a duplex. It's a blue one on the right.
Okay.
That's the lottery house.
That's the
And
lottery
this
house.
carpet also came out of the lottery
Wow,
house.
lots of money back then.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
This carpet also came out of that house.
Out of the lottery house?
Yep.
Okay.
Out of their parlor.
So this carpet came out of the lottery house that had every room with a closet.
And just like modern times, you can tell where foot traffic and
Yeah.
stuff had been.
Yeah, definitely. Where all that is. Okay, we're gonna
Okay,
go down.
We'll go downstairs.
We're going down. Okay, Moody Mary, thanks for stopping in. You're more than welcome to come back and watch a replay for the rest.
Moody Mary gotta leave.
Yeah, she said she's gotta go. They come in and out. People just pop in and out as we go.
This is YouTube, right?
Yep, this is a YouTube one.
But, before you leave, let me know where I can find this. I wanna just kind of see it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
You just, I wouldn't recommend watching anything other than this one.
Well, that's fine.
I
would
host,
like to-
I'm from the drama community, like true crime / drama that turned into drama.
I watched some of that on TV. That's
Oh.
about as close as I've ever.
Listen, ain't
um,
nothing like playing a role in it, right?
Yeah, but I just, this particular, kind of like to see just how it looks.
Yeah, absolutely.
The downstairs parlor here,
Mhm.
this piano here was the first piano in Allegan County. And This
Really?
came in 1840 on an ox-drawn sled from around Buffalo.
Wow.
Mr. Higginbotham, he was a big lumber baron. And as I said, most of them came here for the timber because you had the river, so power and transportation. This was his wife's piano. Now, coming from Buffalo to the middle of nowhere, as I think she put it, because
Yeah.
Michigan was swamp and woods.
Right.
People really hadn't settled past here yet.
It made it here in pretty
She
good
was
condition.
adamant that the piano had to come. She wanted to have a little city culture still in her life,
Okay.
coming to nothing.
Right.
So this came here. I am not positive, but I believe they came down the St. Lawrence Seaway. And then when they got to Michigan, they probably bought or rented a sled and came rest of the way with it. And this is their house. It still stands as a residence in town. It
Oh,
was
really?
built in 1887. One of our members and his wife bought it in the early 1990s, and they
Mhm.
still live there.
Trying to let you guys see her. Okay. Yes, that is batshit crazy.
This-
That's one of my subs.
I don't know if you want me to lay this down or hold it.
Oh,
This
yep.
here,
I was asking, is that like one of the older hearing aids? Because I've seen that one as a hearing aid.
It is.
It is, really. That
This
is a
was
hearing
called
aid.
an ear trumpet.
Really?
This end looks like a trumpet.
Yeah.
So you would talk through that end, person would put that to their ear.
Oh, really?
So that's and flexible, but just quite,
And the sound would travel
crude.
through that?
yeah, it
Oh,
not so much magnifying, but it channeled the voice more
The-
right to the eardrum. So
whoa.
and
I know that was not spinning when I was down here
somebody
earlier.
else played it.
Oh, I was gonna say,
It takes a
why?
few, it slows quick if the needle's down because it's heavy, but otherwise it'll go a while. Somebody
Okay.
come through before us. But.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute. I know that thing was not moving when we first come
I
over
will play
here.
it. Thomas Edison, like I said, he was here in town about the turn of the century, I believe,
Uh-huh.
showing his Edison off. This one is early 1900s,
Uh-huh.
as are the records. The one big speaker is down below.
Mm-hmm.
You can see just how thick the records are.
Yeah, I was pointing that out because my grandma used to have an old record player, but hers was thin.
Okay, they called these diamond discs. Now,
Oh.
they're not vinyl.
Right.
It's
Those are
kind of a
vinyl.
hard plastic they would bake. So if you dropped it, it would probably shatter like a saucer. Same
Wow.
principle, has the lines to music, but they weren't vinyl.
Really? I wonder how they got the music on it.
Uh,
Listen, they were pretty
that I
crafty,
don't
right?
know. And of course, I tell the kids, this is Edison's phonograph's an early record player.
Right.
No electricity, so they had to hand wind it, kind of like winding up the top.
Uh-huh.
And it's going to sound jazzy, big band type stuff like you would
Okay.
expect from the early 1900s.
We're gonna listen, guys. Oh my God, it still works.
Because you have to crank it every once in a while, just keep it going. It'll still quick when the needle's on it because it's really heavy. When it's on your roll.
So would you have like somebody to constantly crank sometimes?
Well, you would need to. Do a good job for one of the kids.
Right, right. Put the kids on it.
You
So
know,
cool, huh, honey?
in the 1900s, the sound is really good.
Yeah, it does. I'm surprised it still works. I love that old record player, smudge
This
shoes.
is one of the more popular artifacts. People like to hear it.
Yeah.
Older people remember they're using it for their mom and grandma playing one, and the younger kids, they like the sound. They have their eyes lit up because it's not what they're used to hearing.
Back then, yeah. Definitely
And
cool.
also, there's a lever in here, so if
Okay.
you play this with the lid down,
Mm-hmm.
this lever will control this thing down in here,
Okay.
and that was to help control volume.
Oh, okay.
If you had it
I've
out
not-
farther, let more noise through. If you didn't want as much noise, just close it more.
Cool.
And that was for playing it with the lid down,
That's neat. Awesome.
because the sound just goes right through the back here. There's a hole opening right up the speaker.
That's so crazy how that thing works. To think
Yeah.
like, that's a lot.
And
Pretty cool, huh? You like that, Hemi?
one other item here too.
Okay.
This is called a courting candle.
Mm-hmm.
So say decades ago, if a young lady met a young gentleman and she wanted to meet the parents
Mm-hmm.
and took him home to meet him, these candles would be lit. When the candles went out, it was time to go. But
Really?
if the longer they let them go, they might like you as maybe son-in-law material. If they put them out quite early, meant they probably didn't care for you.
So that meant it was time to go home.
Either voluntarily or probably shotgun or something.
So
So that's
shotgun.
the courting term, courting candle.
Oh, cool.
Kind of a neat,
That
different
is
type
something
item.
new. I've never heard that about that.
This room here is the
Mhm.
family dining room. So this is where they ate.
Okay.
We rotate a display every year. This is old toys.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting ready to put something else now. We're not totally sure what.
Mhm.
But some of the old toys are really, really neat. From educational things like the postal box to learn your shapes. The trunk over here, this came
I
from
was looking
Sweden.
at that. I
Yeah.
did. I read that,
The
and then
young
I
lady,
got a glimpse of the photo right here, and it was a little
the
freaky.
young lady, 1892 to age 17, she came from Sweden.
Uh-huh.
All of her possessions in there, and she went through Ellis Island, which most all immigrants went through there. And to my understanding, she came alone. I'm not
Really?
positive, but if you didn't know people, I would think it'd be a little intimidating.
Yeah.
And all her belongings were in there.
Do we know who this lady is that's like extremely scary?
I do not. I found that, 3-4 years ago upstairs in the attic, and I just it was around Halloween time. I
In the
just thought it looked kind of spooky.
It definitely was when you're not paying no attention and you're reading
If
this and you're
you-
looking at the trunk and you get a
So I
glimpse
do
out of
not
that.
know who it is,
You
but
put it in a good spot.
if you look at that and the doll, they're not exactly the same, but they do look fairly similar.
Mm-hmm. So
No,
this
I just-
doll, I
just
thought it also looked similar to her, the doll.
Yeah, it's not who it's supposed to be, but there's a similarity, yeah. but I just thought it looked scary.
She looks so short.
She probably was fairly
Do you
short,
think
petite.
people, yeah, do you
People
think?
were
pretty-
not only smaller in weight, but I think shorter back then generally.
Mhm.
They didn't have fast food and, farming, and I'm sure, burnt calories off because
Right,
It was a-
lots of work to
it
do.
was a simpler way of life, but they worked harder physically and manually.
Mhm.
So
Can I ask what this thing is?
this is a spinning wheel for yarn.
Oh, okay, for yarn. Okay,
We just got this a couple weeks ago,
okay.
and supposedly this is late 17, early 1800s, late 1700s, early 18, which would make it one of our older artifacts.
Okay.
And while I do not know how to use them, this still would work. So they could use this.
Probably just string it up and around in a,
And if anybody is interested, we do have a historical village out to the Allegan County Fairgrounds that we're open every year at fair time.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Okay.
I'll give you a brochure before you go. But there's a lot of
Absolutely. I'll
neat
post that
lot
on
of
the
neat old
community
buildings.
wall.
And we have a old 1840s log cabin house out there. In the spring, we're gonna take this up there.
Oh,
Because it
okay.
would fit perfect for that period.
Yeah, definitely.
Some of the buildings were taken apart and put back together. Others were brought on flatbed trailers.
I'll have to come out and see that. We'll have to make a trip, right? Great granny, maybe.
And
I'd be kicked out.
but they made their own stuff. I mean, blankets,
They're talking about the
sweaters.
candles.
Oh.
They said, Hemi said I'd be kicked out.
They kind of like those.
Yeah, they're liking it. The guys are.
It is an interesting
Yeah, it is.
piece. I mean, just kind of a funny story behind
Yeah,
it.
definitely is. Okay, now,
This is the kitchen.
yes, we was in here and we
Now,
looked.
this
around.
is where the sheriff's wife.
I told them I'll have to come in and after I end the live and photograph that because we are all interested as what the article is all about.
This?
Yes.
The 24,000 meals?
Yes, the
Okay.
24,000 meals.
I've read it, it's been a while, but it's interesting. They had trustees here, which similar to a debt crew, real minor nonviolent offenses. The meals were passed through there. They would generally come down and get their own trays and then bring them back when they were done. Now, there were murderers and violent inmates in here. In fact, some of the trustees at times would help clean the place. And for the inmates,
This isn't a very big kitchen if you think for all those people and all those
No.
meals.
not really. She would cook things for the inmates, like where she could cook them in large amounts, just scoop on the tray, pastas, soups, breads, things like that.
Okay.
And in the photo there, that's the corner over here. Now, this is not the stove.
Okay.
It's been donated, but the one she's cooking on looks similar size.
Yeah.
So, and the burners aren't that big. I mean, so she
Yeah.
had her work cut out for her. And
Definitely not
she
a
was
lot of
probably
room.
she's probably up 4 or 5 at the latest in the morning, because normally breakfast was 7:30 for the
Mhm.
inmates, lunch noon, 12:30, and then
Definitely
6 in
had
the
a work
evening or
cut out.
whatever. But we have a couple of toasters here,
Yeah. Oh,
and this is the older one. You have the holes in them, so as the heat came through, kind of like a frying pan or something, making a grilled cheese, you manually turned your bread.
oh, okay. Yep.
So that's how
I
that's
do
how that
remember seeing one of those like on like a fireplace.
works.
Like,
You can find these at antique shops and shows this particular style pretty readily.
yeah.
You don't know
Oh.
this is an early electric toaster.
Oh, wow.
And this has a place for one piece on each side, and you would just turn it that way.
Oh, wow.
So, and the cord's obviously missing, but
Right. Did you guys see that? Pretty interesting.
make your toast in the morning.
Yeah.
That particular one right here,
Yep.
I've had people tell me they still use that cook or camping,
Yeah.
that particular.
I think that
style.
might be where I might have seen it last, is like my uncles or something out
Mhm.
camping or something
Yeah.
like that. Yep.
Okay. And of course, you had your ice box. So
So
that,
this was an ice box?
yes, as I tell the
Really?
kids, an ice box was a refrigerator. But
Yeah.
instead of electricity, guy would come in with a big block of ice every few days, put it in the top, so the ice kept things cold. 'Cause
See, I thought it was a cupboard.
This is insulated, so you would put anything that could spoil or melt eggs, milk, butter,
Oh.
whatever,
I was wondering, I was like, why
To
do they
keep
got the eggs in the cupboard?
to keep it cool. Right. No, it's a
Old,
ice box and just kept things cold.
she didn't
there-
have much room.
As it melted, there was a pipe under there and a drain tray.
Okay,
And that was generally another chore of the child. Usually the youngest child was to empty the drain tray. So back then, you had chores to do, but if you were the youngest child, you
it really sucked.
pretty much, in a nice way, yes.
You wish you had a younger sibling.
Mhm. Now, this here,
That old tea kettle is cool.
yes,
That must be down there.
yeah.
Is that the
Now-
tea kettle?
Back in the day though, guys came around and brought things like milk, butter, eggs, they would deliver to your house.
Like the milkman?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you hear stories all the time about
we-
kids born by the milkman.
We've got photos, excuse me, of like when those were delivered even by horse and buggy going way back.
Is there a bacon press there?
Bacon press? No, we haven't done anything with it yet, but that's a lard press.
That's a lard press?
Mm-hmm. Put it in there and crank it down, and I believe it would come through the
That's crazy.
pipe.
It's so crazy how people
We're-
still have these.
We're thinking
presets.
where to put that.
Right.
Might go to the fairgrounds in one of the barns.
It's crazy that, that people have held on to these things so long.
I was looking for a date on there. I
For
don't see it, but
So are these all the cell keys?
No, those are just skeleton keys that have been donated over the years,
Okay.
but they're really quite neat because
Uh-huh.
you don't see keys like that.
No, and
those
I
keys-
thought, well, if they are cell keys, they didn't hide them very well.
Those keys do not start your car from the window. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
people think, well, they're just keys, but I find them interesting, just
I
the
do.
styles.
My grandma used to have a bunch of like spoons, like old fashioned spoons
Yes.
on the walls. Yeah, like
Wow.
older style spoons.
No.
Yeah, that-
But yes, just
somewhere.
silverware.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, probably like here.
Okay. Oh, no. One more.
Oh, just like some
Oh, old,
some of the older stuff.
older utensils. Cool. This is
Now-
very informative.
Now, I will show you a couple things over here.
Okay. Can I ask how the apple presser thing works? After you're all done?
Sure.
Okay.
They were innovative. They knew how to get things done, make things work. This scoop was just made from a tin can. That's
wow.
it. I don't know if you want to get it up closer,
Do you
but
see that?
it's just a tin can. So
It's
they
just a tin can cutout.
put a handle on there.
Sweet. They were pretty thrifty.
They were very smart.
Very smart.
Old time engineering, basically. Now this
Mhm.
here, this
Yep.
is interesting. This has a wooden base in here,
Mm-hmm.
and as you spin it, it would turn really slow. It was a food chopper, so you could chop your food on nuts, vegetables, spices, things like
Mhm.
that.
Cool. That is sweet. Sweet.
And once again,
Mhm.
just to get it to spin slow.
Definitely did the job, huh?
This here,
Okay.
this is not to spank people with, like some
That's not
guess.
to speak
Do
people.
you have any idea what it is?
Is it like a noodle strainer or something?
Nope.
Is it a bad guess? Bad
Scrubbing
guess.
pots and pans.
Really?
The abrasiveness was just enough. You could work things loose with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was an
That's cool.
early scrub pad, basically.
An early scrub pad.
Now,
That's cool. I
this
said a noodle
here-
strainer. That's so cool, Smash said.
Some of this I can kind of see.
Yeah.
This here, this has holes in it.
Mm-hmm.
So you could put it over hot boiling water and you could make poached eggs with it. The patent on it is 1885.
But I bet you that thing got hot.
Oh, I'm sure. But when you were ready, lift that, dump them on your plate.
Oh,
So
cool.
that's how that worked.
I would have thought maybe mini pancake maker. I don't know.
And if any of your YouTubers like s'mores,
Yeah.
we have some marshmallows from 1960,
Oh, wow.
and they're hard.
Marshmallows
They've
from
turned brown and
1960.
they're hard.
These marshmallows are from 1960, guys. That's so cool.
I get some good comments.
Yeah, I know, right? Like what?
Of course, this was a coffee grinder.
Yep.
So instead of either a can of coffee or coffee pods, you would have to grind your coffee beans and
Mhm.
make your own coffee in the morning.
Cool.
This is a skater's lantern.
Okay.
Ice skating was a big pastime. So if you were
Mhm.
skating as it was getting dark, you could carry that with you. Small and light.
Easy to go.
Yep. If you fall, just
And
try not to
another
have it under you.
Handmade little scoop.
Yep. And this one, they made it so the handle actually curves up.
That's cool.
Quite innovative.
Yeah.
Now this apple core and peeler, this
Mhm.
has a patent on it of 1877. And
Okay.
you can see it. You can see it lifts up,
Mm-hmm.
and you've got this as it goes wood
Oh,
core.
so you would put the apple like there.
Yes.
And then press it down. I
Yes.
see now.
Sometimes I know they make. My mom had one, a metal thing that you could push down over it and had like a circle to. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
A lot of times nowadays I just cut it into quarters, but
Yeah.
that's basically.
I say, here's an apple, eat it.
This was quite a fancy model for the day.
Yeah.
You know, I did a lot of things. Like over here we have like a cherry picker
Okay.
for cracking nuts, walnuts.
Mm-hmm.
This,
Can I ask what the nut meat cutter is? Or the chopper?
this was just
It just
mostly-
doesn't sound very healthy.
I don't know if they use meat as much. They probably put it on there, but like nuts, you could grind it through.
Oh,
So it would
nuts.
just, you know, maybe take a regular sized nut, and then you know how sometimes on a Sunday they'll have these real little nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Probably something like that, just making things smaller.
Mm.
I don't know how it would work on meat, to be honest with you. It's so small.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a baby food jar, basically about
Right.
that size. But for nuts, anyways, I would say, or maybe a type of spice, possibly.
Right.
And then the
Well,
lid
I'm
would
just
come
thinking,
off.
you know, nut meat cutter, that doesn't sound very nice.
It
So
doesn't sound very good, that's for sure.
no, it doesn't.
This was a butter stamp.
A butter stamp.
Now, if you took your butter to market and you got a stamp there, you would stamp it. If somebody bought it and liked it, they might come back and buy yours again.
Mm.
But if you don't have your stamp on there,
Okay.
you don't know whose it is.
You don't know whose
Butter looks
butter.
like butter. You know,
Butter's
so
butter.
You wouldn't know.
That's the way you knew how to come back. Cool. Awesome.
Okay, we'll go down
Okay, we're gonna move down to the basement, guys. We're almost there.
later. What do you want now?
I would have to close down the light, and then I'll grab it probably before we leave
Sure.
that little photo, because
Watch your head.
yeah, kind of found that out.
Oh, you-
Well, no, I didn't hit it yet, but I realized that it comes close.
I'm not really.
I said I have these spanking sticks.
No, I suppose you could have, but yardsticks along with calendars, old hand fans, businesses gave those away because of the way to
Oh.
advertise your business.
No kidding,
You
I
know,
just
you
realized
you
that it's got businesses on it.
You didn't go down the road and look at your billboards or internet, so
You
if
got
somebody
really-
likes, say, your furniture,
Mhm.
they might be apt to go there and buy some themselves. So it was
Cool.
closest thing nowadays would probably be a little
Just
stir
like a
stick if you
billboard.
buy paint.
Right.
But back then, this one here, that's for measuring fabric or something that has a curve to it, like shoulder
Okay.
or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And of course, calendars, same thing, would have businesses, hand fans.
Look at that one up there. That real top one. It's just got a real crazy handle.
I'm not sure exactly how that one's used,
Yeah.
but it's different. Like this
Yeah,
one
it
is
definitely is.
square.
Yep.
So yeah, there's,
There's all kinds of them.
and of course, we're the County Historical Society, so
Mhm.
it's not just Allegan. I mean, we represent the whole county.
Right.
But shoe cobblers, you don't see
Mhm.
that much anymore. The profession where they made and fixed shoes. And
Mm-hmm.
if you could fix them at all, fix the soles or whatever, you did. You didn't just throw them away and go buy more like generally we do now.
Would the inmates happen to do that at all while they were here, do you think?
Not back then.
No, they
I
didn't make
know-
them work really. They just got to lounge around for free.
The trustees did help clean.
Okay.
Now,
Yep.
obviously the murders and stuff, they weren't going anywhere.
Yeah, they were gonna
But,
stay in
no,
their
they-
cells.
They help certain ways. I know like in more modern times, they don't anymore because you just get a $150 sticker. But when they used to give you new license plates,
Yeah,
inmates would make
make those, yep.
right. Now you just got the expensive sticker to put on.
And I know Hemi and Cement Shoes used all these tools up in here. I know they have. Mhm.
Just different tools to use, forms depending on like,
Mhm.
I don't know, men's. I'm sure that's like a woman's boot, smaller children. There's a shoe shine kit right on the
They're
end
not
there.
very big.
No, people had,
Those are back in the days when they used to scrunch their toes.
especially the women,
Yeah,
just like,
They
you
went
know what a
down quick.
fainting couch is, right?
yeah, like
They would suck into their
Mhm.
corset so tight. Well, what's gonna happen? You run out of breath after a while.
Mhm.
So if you didn't faint, you would at least sit down and catch your breath. And same thing,
Right.
same thing with shoes or mostly boots generally,
Right.
especially the formal ones.
Mhm.
I don't know how they got them on, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's
Um,
crazy.
Towns would
looking.
have sports teams. Those were things, baseball and football, people could watch, get together maybe on a Saturday afternoon and socialize. If you lived in the rural areas,
Mhm.
especially back in the horse and buggy days, you made your trips to town count. You didn't come in all the time.
Crazy.
Yep, there's some handmade dumbbells there, just,
Those are dumbbells?
yep,
Oh, I
just
would,
enough to.
I would have probably
you
thought
know,
a baby, I don't know, rattle.
Be one
Crazy.
big baby rattle. But
Well,
it
I
could
mean,
be, you know,
yeah,
but
definitely.
no,
I
that's what,
mean,
that's what they are.
okay.
Old uniforms, and this is like back in the day, you see old, Babe Ruth highlights, the real thick
Oh, yeah,
wool.
they definitely were hot in that. Okay, we're gonna
Watch your
keep going. Watch our
Of
steps.
course.
Okay,
The washroom,
the washroom. This is where they
Anywhere
wash
inmates-
laundry.
two trustees were allowed in at a time to do their laundry with the doors locked.
With-
Anywhere, the sheriff's wife also did her family's laundry down here. Now, she
I
did-
just feel weird
she
in this
did-
room.
She did get some help though, because one of the trustees would carry her laundry up and down for her.
Oh, that's nice.
I was gonna say it's better than nothing. as busy
Yes.
as she was. But anywhere the inmates had access to, there were bars on the windows and there were solid steel doors.
Mm-hmm.
The sink and the stove, those were here. Everything
Mhm.
else has been donated. They would heat their irons, cast irons on the stove there. And of course, cast iron's heavy, but when you weren't using it, you would set it on the stone there so
I
it didn't
wish I
burn a
could.
hole in, your counter.
Right.
We have a huge hanger collection,
Oh, wow,
almost
look at
any
all.
size and shape you could think of. Including over on the wall there, we have one for hanging socks on to dry.
Oh, you're not even kidding.
Nope,
Do you
Hang
guys
'em.
see it?
hang them over there to dry.
Crazy. Look at how little that is. That one right there. It's way back in there. Tiny.
And of course, you had the washboards
Yep.
for scrubbing your clothes.
Listen, some days I wish I had one of those things.
I had a little girl probably with her mom, a few months ago, probably 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
She was fascinated with this stuff. Her mom bought her one of these at an antique show because she wanted one, and she will use that.
Oh, and
I'm probably sure her mom will still wash them, but
Mm-hmm.
she liked to play with that.
Yeah,
stuff.
you got different ones too, different sizes.
And then of course your wringer, which
Uh-huh.
run your clothes through to dry. Probably a lot of fingers got pinched over time in there.
Oh, I'm sure. I don't know. I feel weird in here for some reason because just knowing that the inmates were down in here and locked in here together and you never know what happened.
Well, no, that's true. This is one of the older irons we have.
Okay.
This is from 1860.
Oh, wow.
That is a charcoal iron.
This one right here, guys.
Yes. So there's an opening in the back that you could take, say, hot ashes or coals from a stove,
Mhm.
put it in there, and that would actually heat it. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
really charcoal iron, about 1860. And of course, charcoal is not very clean.
There's
Oh, it
so many
smelled good.
different irons.
Where is it? I'm not sure exactly how it worked, but this one right here was gasoline
Okay, so this one.
with the round.
Yep, this one.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how it worked because gasoline looks like a explosion waiting to happen.
Yeah.
I don't think probably a whole lot, but just enough So
Drop just enough to
that's,
maybe heat it up.
yeah, that's the only thing I know. It used that. I'm not sure exactly
Right.
how it worked.
Right. Cool. Neat. Lots of
Now,
knowledge in here.
this room and the next two rooms were just used for storage.
Mm-hmm.
There are no bars on the windows, obviously, you can tell.
You better hope nobody broke through them
The
doors.
post office, that is an actual post office that was located in Hamilton, Michigan.
Really?
You're welcome to step back there if you'd like.
Okay.
The PO boxes, all the letters.
Wow.
It's pretty interesting to
These
read.
are old PO boxes? Wow.
Yes. Letters are fun to read too because the handwriting was really neat and you never know what somebody was thinking that day.
Right.
We have all kinds of old stamps. There's a 8-cent Eisenhower stamp,
Oh, cool.
which I've seen 1-cent stamps. I had never seen.
Wish
like
I
a
had an
8-cent.
old-fashioned wringer washer when I was growing up.
You
Look at this.
are, what age were a lot of your?
They're, I
range?
would say 35 to 45, maybe. I think, I
They're-
can't remember what my,
they're young ones.
analytics. Yeah,
I'm-
yeah.
I'm thinking
And listen, am I
myself.
being too nice or
I just-
am I way off, guys?
I just wondered. I'm
Yeah.
54, so I just
Yeah,
kinda wondered
I
what
would
group
say,
was
yes,
talking
I would
about.
say maybe, listen, I was probably being too nice, right? Right? That's what they're all gonna say. No, we're like 50.
Those are a couple old scales where you could weigh your package or letter,
Okay.
determine how much postage you needed. This was an old box for
That's a stamp box.
stamps, envelopes. You
Oh,
could
wow.
line up there. So that's what that was. And it even had a place to lock it to keep whoever out.
Hmm.
There's another example too, calendar, just like the yardsticks. That was a, probably insurance agent or something in Allegan,
Okay,
1911.
wow. 1911.
And that's old.
That's
Titanic,
old.
the Titanic didn't sink till 1912. So that's another example
So the
of
sheets still
advertising.
have never been slept in. The china still has yet to be used.
Exactly. I watched
Look
a
at
lot of documentaries on that. And that is
Yes.
interesting. Some of the
I
stuff
do
that they
too.
brought up,
Well, I was asked to go on a
Yeah.
cruise ship
amazing.
not long ago, and I told them, I think it's best if I just stay here on ground because my luck, if I didn't have bad luck, I wouldn't have no luck. So our chances are we're going under. I just prefer you get to come home in one piece. Okay,
After a while, the bad luck has to run out though, right?
not mine.
And then we fixed up a general store,
Okay.
which real little towns maybe only had one store. So just like places now will advertise one-stop shopping, they would carry everything from thread, material, buttons,
Oh, cool. Shoes.
shoes and clothes, like the boots you were talking about.
Can I ask what that thing is down there?
That is for a younger child, probably to do number one.
Oh, okay.
I think, yes.
Okay, that's what it looked
So
like to me. It
kinda
reminded
like-
me of a
Kind of like
toy.
a real small urinal,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
We have roller skates and ice skates.
Oh, wow.
These actually were sold, they're the type that would strap over your shoe or boot.
I do remember those ones. Like the plastic ones that you could put over your shoes?
Yes,
Yeah. I don't remember these metal ones though. Those are cool looking. There you go.
this is an old potato planter.
An old potato. That's a single-handed.
Put your stuff in there and then it would drop down through there once you had your hole dug. If it worked right, you didn't have to bend over, so
I
that
mean,
would be good.
it looks like a lot of work, honestly.
This here,
Uh-huh.
this is cast iron for making waffles.
Oh, I would use that today.
This one, unlike,
I love cast irons.
yeah, they're, well, and they're made so well.
Yeah, yeah.
And
They're
this one
durable.
here, most kids guess hot dogs, but no, it's for roasting corn.
Roasting corn. Yep.
Yep.
If you would have opened it, I would have said corn.
And I don't even know when hot dogs came about, but
I don't
you know,
know.
you get a 10 pie plate for 2 cents.
Wow.
Prices are one thing that always, they crack me up because
It's
everything sounds so
skyrocketed.
cheap back then. The value of money changes over time,
Yeah.
and they didn't make as much, but it's still, sounds weird when you hear some of these.
Yeah, definitely. So a toaster, 21 cents. That's so cool. So let's go into the store, guys.
It's
Mhm.
not you, I was yawning. But I'm
No,
late.
you're
I got up
okay.
early.
I'm tired.
Of course, they would carry, your general store would carry fruit, vegetables, just food in general, medicines, tobacco. And I don't see one down here right now, but tobacco came in tins. But before bags, potato chips also came in tins.
Really? Potato chips came in, everything was so classy back then.
Which actually not a bad idea because it would save on so
It
many
would keep-
bags in the landfills and stuff.
That and it keep the mice and
Yes.
stuff out.
We had one in the kitchen. I didn't think to show you, but yeah, chips came in tins like that. Generally the round ones.
Right.
Here's another
Cool.
phone up close that
Oh.
kind of like the one that was in the room upstairs
Mm-hmm.
where you
That back, on the back
put
wall,
that
yeah.
to your ear.
Yep.
You had an
And talked in there.
Yep, you had an operator, with the old switchboards and
Wow, that's so weird how that would
So-
work.
This metal thing up here, that was from an old 5 and dime store here in town.
Mhm.
And the bags you could go in and pull down. And back in the old days, they had candy that was bulk, so you could fill your bag as full as you could get it, and they
So,
would weigh
like,
it.
The plastic bags that you put your fruit and vegetables in
Mhm.
these days,
Similar, yes,
similar.
but you could just stuff as much as you could
Cool.
in there, and they'd weigh it. And
Are these actual old medicines?
these are all original bottles,
really?
and cans. A lot of our stuff still has things in them.
Oh, really?
Look
at the old matches.
Yeah.
My
Here's an
grandpa.
old piece of bubble or chewing gum.
Oh, wow. That is
You
really
can
old.
tell it's probably been wet or something somewhere, but
It's an actual piece
Now-
of bubble gum.
would they like to see something kind of gross?
Do you guys want to see something kind of gross?
It's nothing bad.
It's not bad. It is like
This is salve.
salve. So like an ointment. Oh, wow. That's weird looking.
It looks like caramel.
Yeah, it looks really old.
It didn't look like that when it was new, trust me, but
It was
so-
more like probably like a Vicks.
so our
What?
containers, a lot of them are full with
Wow.
things in them.
That's so cool. It's cool to think that you guys have all this.
And this is a large coffee grinder that was patented in 1873.
Oh,
You
wow.
would still put your coffee beans in the top, and as you rotated it, your coffee would come through.
And it's actually working.
Yep, it's actual
Let me-
coffee, not too fresh, but it's coffee.
It's coming through. It's quiet.
Yeah, it
It's very,
turns really good for the age.
yeah, and it's really
then-
quiet.
This would have been in a store. You wouldn't have this big size in your home, but okay, give me a pound of coffee
Okay.
and so on. These little scaled models,
Mhm.
salesmen took those around. I suppose they could have been used as toys, but salesmen would
Listen,
take them
I'm
around,
like, I
so-
want one.
So if somebody liked it, they could order it.
Yeah.
Back when we had more catalogs like Penny's and Sears and stuff.
Yeah. I remember Sears.
Now we have one large catalog. It's called Amazon,
Yeah,
pretty
right.
much. But,
And Temu now.
here's the thing: value of money changes,
Mm-hmm.
but the prices on there are funny when you look at them. Ham's 21 cents a pound.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
It sounds funny when you.
Yeah, it
hear
is. It's weird. That is so weird.
that. Okay, we'll go into here.
Okay.
This room was also storage, but we
Mhm.
put courthouse artifacts in here.
Mm-hmm.
Sat across in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
It had a clock face. Each side was the same with the steps and a clock face.
So it had 4 sides with a clock.
Yes. And it was.
Weird.
There was a driveway in each of the 4 corners with a
Mhm.
drive going around. Now, Allegan at one time downtown,
Mhm.
there were a lot of trees.
Yeah.
Some brilliant minds decided, let's just
Let me
cut
tell
them
you,
down.
coming up here, I thought, oh man, nope,
But,
nope.
I mean, there was a lot of trees downtown, but
Mhm.
yes, and it was not high, but it was on a little bit of a knoll. We had to drive up,
Look at all the cars.
but it was, my dad knows cars pretty good. I'd say that's probably late 40s, early 50s.
Mhm.
Because, during World War II, they didn't make cars for 2 or
Yeah.
3 years. So
Definitely old. Look at the old bench.
would you like to bang the gavel? Kids,
Oh, do we want to bang the gavel, guys? We can go up and bang the gavel
you would be surprised.
Listen, how many kids?
Love to do that.
and sit in the judge's chair. Wait, we're gonna reach across, okay? Right here. Order in the court. How did I do? For being in the true crime community, pretty good, right? Okay, we're gonna move on.
Kids like to do that.
Yes.
If you make it interactive for them, just like these notary stamps, they like to do those,
Oh, okay.
and you got a different stamp, each one depending on what you need. I
Yep.
just made things official. It's like a birth
Oh,
certificate,
wow.
marriage license, whatever. It would make
So-
things official.
The photo, if
Mhm.
you're like, it's an actual official press.
Mhm.
Yes,
It makes things official, like a clerk would use the
Yeah, that's so cool.
town clerk, and you just push down on it. Would you like to make one?
Sure. I'll make
Here.
a pass.
Make more than one. You can take them back to some of your
Okay.
friends. Here, these are unused.
Well, I can put them on, yeah,
I mean,
let's see. I'll upload them to my community tab for
Well,
everybody to
some-
see let's see.
Let me just hang it.
Okay.
I don't know if it'd be easier to
We're gonna-
turn towards you, push down good.
Oh, I think I
Okay.
did. Oop, let it up.
No, you did it. That one's
What is that one?
Moline Canning Company, Moline, Michigan. So it was a canning company at
Oh,
one time. They
canning.
would probably put that on their packages when they were done to
Oh, wow.
show that it was quality and ready to ship.
That is so cool. I'm gonna do this little one.
Okay.
We're gonna put that one right there.
Okay.
Let's see.
With that,
Yep.
now that's obviously different. That's a bigger
Bigger.
embossing.
Yeah, that's kind of why I went with the smaller one because I was like, oh, that's a different size.
Now within the
Yeah.
courthouse, there's the courtroom here,
Mhm.
and that had, you can see the juror chairs, the judge's desk. There's two
Mhm.
lights on the ceiling, which one of those lights is this one up here,
Okay.
which I don't know, will this help if I
Oh, no,
maybe turn that off? Or
that's the light that was in the, okay. The juror table.
that probably doesn't help, does it?
It does a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see like the juror along the back wall over here. And then the judge's desk over here, or the table. Yep.
Okay.
And then you also have a jury box over here.
Yes, we have 12 chairs. Because of space, we have 8. The other 4 are actually around the table in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
So, and here, I think you will, and they'll find this kind of entertaining. This is a case book from 1905 to roughly 1909.
So these have actual cases.
Yes, probably the clerk wrote them in. And handwriting was really neat back then, so they're fun to read. We got a couple of drunks. Now,
Couple drunks.
I will say from 1830s when this county was founded until probably to today,
Uh-huh.
the most common offense by far was drunk and disorderly.
Drunk and disorderly.
by
Nothing
quite- by
better to
quite a
do but
margin.
to get drunk
Well,
and.
it's not just in the movies, but in real life, the original mill workers, lumberjacks, when they got off work in the
Uh-huh.
evening, they liked their beer.
And this
whiskey.
actually has like the offender's name.
Yes, assault and battery,
Oh, wow.
obscene language. I can get most people.
Obscene language.
Actually, I think that's still a law. Somebody hears you on the road or a police officer and you're screaming obscenities, they can give you a ticket, I think, for that. I don't know for sure, but
I better be careful.
now I try not to do it if there's,
Haha, I'm in that book, having said.
I try not to do it if there's kids around, real little kids, but
A steal from medieval times.
selling to minors.
Selling to minors. Wow.
There's one in here of larceny of a fishing rod, so somebody couldn't afford their own fishing rod.
Fishing rod,
Rape.
wow. Rape. Oh, man.
I hope he got some
How did
pretty
you-
good time out of that.
Yeah, right? Does it say what the sentence?
1906.
Said warrant was returned. Listen, you're good at reading this
Mhm.
handwriting because I'd be like here for days staring at it.
Well, this one's not as neat as some.
So they didn't
I
actually
can't
do the
tell on that.
whole transcript of the whole case
No, this was probably after
Just
the
a-
fact or just maybe
overall.
what they're, in this case, but some of them like
Hmm.
for disorderly first offense, this one's an 85-cent court fee, 1906.
Uh-huh.
Hmm. Hope the allergies aren't acting up. I'm talking too much.
Hey, it's okay.
Excuse me.
We can, yeah.
But anyways, those are interesting. Just
Yeah,
to-
yeah, that's cool. That'd just be cool to come back and look through there.
This room, we have old cameras, radios. There is a circa 1950 RCA TV,
Whoa.
which RCA, Victor, that was a record label, TVs, everything.
Like,
And
wow.
for your younger crowd, when TV came out with post-World War II, basically, radio was quite a bit ahead.
Right.
Smaller screens, black and white, there were no color, no remotes, so you had to get up and turn it.
Turn it by the dial.
Right, but originally there was probably, one or two stations, A,
Right.
C, different. And they were kind of expensive back then, so if you could afford it, fine. If
Imagine
not,
doing all that by hand. Yeah, no.
turning the channel, if you had kids.
Yeah, right.
'Cause they
Go
like to-
turn the channel, please.
Well, I remember when I was younger, kids would always, cartoons or wherever you'd sit, it's about as close as you
Yes.
could get.
Absolutely.
Um,
Then you would, so that way all you had to do is reach up and turn it.
We got this one a couple weeks ago. This is actually a TV with a radio in it,
Uh-huh.
with a little handle. It's just plastic, very light.
That's that. Going towards the newer days.
We have a teletype here.
Yeah.
WOWE was a local radio station, and it was a way to get news around. The
Okay.
writing down here, or the print down here was typed on that, and that is from the day John Kennedy was assassinated.
That's from the
So
day that
that's what,
John Kennedy
yes,
was
yes,
assassinated.
that's what that is talking about. And you
Okay.
can see just how much.
Yeah, they wrote about it.
Mhm.
Wow. And for each copy, they would have to print it like that? Or type it out like that? Like,
Yeah, pretty much.
they didn't have like a printer or
Well,
anything like that?
I don't know how far.
Or a copy machine?
You know how far they go back?
No, I don't.
I really don't. If
But
they
look at
didn't
that.
have them, I mean, something I could Google. later.
Yeah, no.
If they did not have those, yeah,
Yeah,
would have to
definitely. They would
type
have to, for each little
it'd be
copy.
a full-time job.
Yeah,
Now, this is a
definitely.
Victrola, which is the same as an Edison, only it's a different brand. And this is a
Uh-huh.
tabletop model compared to one on the floor.
Okay.
The Magic Lantern, roughly 1920, that has a light bulb in it, and you could turn the lights off and show slides on
On the
like an
wall.
early projector.
Yep.
Now this one here, this is probably 1890s to 1900.
Is that a projector?
It is, but it did not use a light bulb.
It used a wick
Mm-hmm.
and a flame. Wow.
You even got your smokestack for the top to let the smoke and heat out.
Wow, that's so cool.
And you still had your lens and your things, and you
Uh-huh.
just slide them in and out.
Okay. So you would have to manually pull them things through there.
Yeah, yep.
That's
just
so
real
cool.
slow, like
You know,
one at a
on
time.
the thing upstairs, what do we call it? The view maker. I don't even know. But
in
it's,
the parlor,
yeah,
they
upstairs.
were where you could see the things.
Yeah, where you could, where
Those
they
were-
used to be the old red ones.
They were called
Click.
stereoscopes.
Yeah, or view.
I had Viewmaster, which was little
Viewmaster.
round discs.
Yep, the Viewmasters. Yep.
The stereoscopes were the same thing. I mean,
Is this a kid?
yeah, something you
record?
could entertain yourself with. Yes.
A
that is-
kid record player?
Mhm.
Cool.
Move that.
Oh no, it's okay.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a kid record player. I knew that one.
Or you close it and you had a
Mhm.
handle, and
Yeah,
and we even have jingle bells on there.
Jingle Bells.
You want to sing it?
Nah, I'm okay.
Okay.
I would probably break Hemi and Cement Shoes' ears off. I mean, they prefer me not to do it. Look at these old little. Listen, this reminds me of like something that you would hear Elvis on, guys. Elvis. These little things.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Look at that. Old.
This one here was like for a line worker, telephone line. You know how they would, so they could check and see if something was working.
Oh, okay.
But obviously things were so big and bulky back then.
Huge.
Yes.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready, we will
Okay.
go up to the jail.
Okay, we're gonna go take a quick tour of the jail, guys, and then we're gonna end it. Been live for 2 hours and 10 minutes. We're making our,
I like
Full.
history. People's lives.
Yeah.
Take a little longer.
yeah, I always joke, listen, I do front desk receptionist, and I always joke with people when they say, you're so friendly. And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of strange that I don't like people, right?
Okay, we'll be back when we started, and then we'll go around to the jail.
Okay, around to the jail. Back upstairs. The radio is gorgeous, they said. Okay,
This is the other side of the kitchen where the meals were passed
Okay.
from the window.
okay. So cool. This place is so cool.
The lower level and second level, those were both cell blocks for adult male inmates.
Okay.
That's just storage, but they're identical as far as layout.
So the lower layer,
That and that were both adult male.
adult males.
They're
Okay,
the same design layout.
okay.
This
So,
was a huge ship mast off of the Chipora, sank in 1895. We never, off South Haven, we never found it. This stuff eventually washed ashore.
oh wow,
And it was carrying a boat full of flowers.
a boat full of flowers.
They were coming back from Milwaukee.
These are
King's
medals.
Order, and okay, now we're in the cell block.
Oh, whoa.
We have photos of some of the sheriffs, some of the real old ones we don't have it.
Cool.
Back with all of them. This is funny. These 4 Allegan seniors, 1899, they started planning it in 98.
Uh-huh.
They climbed up on top of the high school and stole the clapper off the bell as a senior prank. And I like to point that out just because pranks happened back then too.
Yeah,
It's
they were
just
jokesters.
things get around quicker nowadays,
Right.
you know, but they happen. This is a catwalk here outside and went all the way around back to the other side.
Okay,
Deputies could make their rounds in here every so often.
and not have to come in here where the
Yeah.
cell blocks are.
Right, yeah, they could make, I mean, they did, but it was just easier. And inside here,
Oh, wow, look at how little these cells are.
when this opened, it was
Guys.
38 was capacity when it opened. Each cell did have a small toilet and sink in it at one time. At some point, they took them out and put a toilet and shower at the end and then lowered the capacity, I think 32, 33. But if need be, there were 2 per cell. A lot of misdemeanors, they weren't always full. So, you know, some coming, some going.
Let's see.
And
So cool.
we have a photo of the building here, parking lot. There was a garage at one time still.
Oh, wow.
And the one to its right was a jail they built across the street.
Okay. cool.
1963 is when they were starting to transfer the inmates across the street. They're all.
Look at them, they're happy.
Fresh air. They're all handcuffed together. They look
Yeah.
fairly young.
Like if you're gonna run together. We're gonna find one and all.
Mhm. They look fairly young.
Yeah.
They couldn't shave yet.
Look at guys, like they're literally laughing in this photo.
Sorry about the lighting.
No, you're okay. I find it kind of funny that it's that they're really like, look at my pink coat in the photo. But yeah, they're like laughing in that photo.
Mhm.
They're having a good old time walking across that street.
This was the jail before this one, and that goes back to 1862.
Okay,
And it sat in the back half of our side parking lot.
okay.
And there was a horse barn out back here. That photo was around 1895, so obviously 3 cars.
Oh, and this is another old of the building?
Yes. I'm trying to, based on the cars, probably 60s maybe. And around towns, police motorcycles were big at one time because it was cheap on gas.
Right.
Easy to get around.
That was a police motorcycle?
Plus being a 3-wheeler, you could pack
Yeah.
your lunch in there too.
Definitely underneath, yeah, right.
And this is what you had for shower and toilet. Because like in jail and prison, you don't have to worry about modesty because.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're
you
kind
know,
of,
You gotta do what you gotta do, so.
yeah, definitely. And it's like all down here, but they would have it in the cell too.
At one time, there was a toilet, and a small one and a small sink in each
Mhm.
cell.
The mats
Probably-
look more comfortable than nowadays.
Yeah.
I won't tell you how I know that. I mean, it's
You
not.
have a friend tell you?
Well, I spent a little, about the longest was a week in Holden. for traffic tickets,
Okay, it wasn't for.
Nothing
it
major.
wasn't
No,
for
nope, I
true
didn't.
crime or anything, right?
No true crime.
How did you get to that? So, I mean, just something you're fascinated with?
Yeah, it's just something that always fascinated me. I really picked up the interest when, with the Gypsy Rose case. I don't know if you.
She was just released.
She was just released, yes.
Which,
Yep.
I don't know a lot about it, but it sounded like the mom abused her a lot.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
more than a lot, really, but.
Mm-hmm.
We have mastodon teeth. These are roughly 10,000 years old,
Were those found in Michigan?
over by the lake shore,
Really?
Ganges Township.
Really?
Of
Next.
course, you know, you had the ice age come through at one time and.
Listen,
Formed all
I don't know that era.
Well, I wasn't either.
Yeah, me
But, you
neither.
know, formed all the hills and the valleys and lakes, arrowheads.
I mean, looks like fun
A lot of
time.
those would be found by the river, but also in fields as farmers disc them.
That's funny. Somebody sure says if they would have tried to get away, they would have looked like the Three Stooges all cuffed together.
There you go.
Yeah.
As the catwalk came around and got this other side.
But it's nicer cells than Chris Watts has. Maybe. Oh, wow. Look at all this stuff in here.
These were cells, but we put artifacts that shows roughly early 1900s attorney's office,
Oh, okay.
which having an attorney behind bars is kind of funny anyways.
Right.
But
Isn't
it's
this
early
ironic?
1900s. We have a dentist's office we set up. The chair there is a little over 100 years old, from about 1920. And we have a very well-behaved young child there. He never
Is-
complains or moves.
Right. It doesn't move, doesn't complain, and
Mm-mm.
cool. That's cool.
We have a salon,
A
which the hair curlers, those are kind of fun.
Yeah.
They hook,
Holy,
you
I
see
did-
how they hook up to the hair and then the heat comes through. And then from there, you had your old curling iron, crimping iron.
Uh-huh.
They look like a torture device.
They do. Like, I
But
don't think, I
that's-
don't,
It would have been a lot more work than was worth it.
I don't know if you guys can see that photo, how it worked, but that thing looks like a
Hang on,
full-on torture device. Right, I think it's,
go ahead and
okay.
go in there,
Well,
you can get closer.
okay, let me see.
I want them to see that.
Look at this. That's a curling device. That's how they would curl their hair. Kind of crazy. Hemi, can I try that out on you? I like to pick on Hemi. Yeah, Hemi, his name, his YouTube name is Hemi. And this is a barber shop?
Yes, we just kind of set up one of those. Of course, anywhere, mostly like bars, barber shops, things where men were at. They always
Okay.
had the spittoons on there for chewing tobacco.
Yeah, so cool. Yeah, I had fun doing this, guys. We'll
Yeah.
have to do this more a little bit. I see it's another one of those spin wheels.
I said, if you have some people, just bring them in person.
Yeah.
They're
Oh, I don't
very-
know anybody local to the area. However,
Okay.
Cement Shoes said that he would love to make a trip up here to see all this
Yeah,
stuff.
no charge, just we take donations
Yeah.
if you want. Everybody dressed up when they went out back then.
Yeah.
Everything was formal. Didn't matter if it's church, picnic, a ball game. Guys would have bow ties, vests. Women had their
Little top hat.
hats, and I call them Kentucky Derby hats because they look.
Kentucky.
And this is a men's hat. It's a
The top hats.
beaver skin.
Beaver skin. Oh, wow.
And it's just a fancy men's dress hat.
I bet you that was a lot of money though back in the day, huh?
Probably. They all came in designer boxes like Stetson, I think a cologne or,
Mhm.
but back then they did hats too.
Leo's in Kalamazoo.
Where'd you,
Pretty cool.
where'd you say you came from? Coopersville?
I'm from like more north of Grand Rapids. So like Coopersville, Muskegon,
Oh, okay.
Holton, Twin Lake,
And
up there.
How'd you come down, 131?
No, actually I came back roads. That's the way
Okay.
GPS took me from
Okay.
where I'm at right
Well,
now.
actually, I prefer back roads anyway.
Yeah, it was definitely turn here, turn there, turn here, turn there, and
Divided highways are death traps, first off, and they're just boring.
mm,
I like back roads, you see different
Mhm.
things, you know?
I definitely worked hard on not trying to get you in on the camera, but As you can tell when I'm talking, I'm just holding, but I will edit out if you need me to.
That's a yoke, they call it. You carry pails of water on each end. So
Oh,
you kind
cool.
of put it around your neck and hold it, and you can put a pail on each end.
So you put the dip inside on your shoulders?
Mhm.
Okay. It does look like a torture device, the
Was that
hair
a
curlers.
female that said that?
No, it's cement shoes. Hemi says,
shoes.
okay.
Cement shoes, I like that.
Yeah, that's his YouTube name.
Typewriters, this is the oldest typewriter we have. This is from 1890.
Wait, how did they get
They had to
letters?
manually set all their numbers and letters every time they had to change. So
Look at that.
my guess would be maybe businesses used them,
It
but
would
if you just
take a
wanted to
long
correspond with somebody, it was easier to write.
Yeah, definitely would, Ben.
Mhm. But that's
That's
the oldest one we have there.
That's old. Definitely. Lots of old stuff in
And then I
here.
have one more.
Could
level
probably
here.
not see everything in one trip, right?
If you really want to cover everything, that's why I always tell people if they have questions, please ask, because you can't.
Right.
This here, we had a company here in town that back in '75 expanded. And kids will ask me what a groundbreaking is, and I said that's where a lot of guys in suits stand around with a scoop of dirt and smile for the
And-
camera and act like they just created something.
Big.
Right.
And they would take one scoop of dirt just to build a building.
This is not a grill like most people think.
Oh,
Diathermy therapy, it's like kind of like a shock treatment type thing.
really?
1928-29 is the manual. So it would have been used for psychiatric medicine,
Psychiatric medicine.
which back then a lot of that stuff really looked kind of cruel.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I've seen things on like in Canada, like the psychiatric hospital things. Yeah.
Did you ever see the old movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
You
It's
know,
like late 60s.
I've
early
heard of
70s.
it, but
Jack Nicholson. It
Yeah.
took place in a.
I may have seen it, just don't
Psychiatric
remember,
hospital.
you know.
Okay,
the
we'll
normal.
go up one more label.
Okay, one more
One more
level.
label, one more level.
One more level.
Okay.
Okay,
Now,
is this the women?
it's cooler up here.
The women had the cooler level.
First off, the attic, that's just storage, but they would lock up confiscated weapons.
Oh, okay.
Including stills, from what I've heard. And the sheriff would his wife would hang laundry to dry in the winter time. This is an infirmary, so if an inmate was sick, there was a doctor generally downtown that would be on call.
Okay. It's a little toilet in the corner over
You
there.
need to go in there. I can-
Oh, no.
You sure?
Yeah, I'll just hop in here for a minute. Look at the nurse's dress. Okay,
Oh, yeah, now.
Yep.
There's a mannequin in here, so don't jump.
okay, don't jump.
This was a solitary confinement, so the isolation cell.
And I still jumped.
He's pretty ugly. He hasn't
Yeah.
aged well in here. But
I don't know if you guys can see.
In
me.
and out. Jump in there a little if you need to, just don't.
Yeah,
trip.
no.
But,
And I still jumped when I seen them, guys.
if
You warned me.
you were really bad, you were put in there, it was dark and hot when it was closed. They actually, one time, there was some padding to protect themselves from themselves,
Yeah.
but it rotted off over the years.
Yeah.
Now, this was
Some
used
inmate-
as a drunk tank.
A
if
drunk
somebody's really
tank.
drunk, but it was also used as a juvenile cell.
Really?
And you know why they put the juveniles next to the solitary?
To make them suffer and make
They
them
wanted-
learn their
They wanted to
lessons.
try to scare the crap out of the kids, yes.
Yeah, because I put them next to the crazy people.
That's why. I always wondered why they did that, but, try to.
Listen, can we rig this up for my son? I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I said, can we? In February, and he is a pistol. Sorry, guys, I accidentally exited out of there. Except all my letters worked. Good movie. They must be talking about One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Okay.
Yep, I had an old green manual
Well-known
typewriter.
years ago.
It does look like it. Okay, I had an old green manual typewriter growing up, like the one in the Misery movies.
I saw that.
Yeah.
She kept breaking his foot leg and wouldn't let him go.
Yeah, I
She
do
was
remember
an
that. Yeah,
outcast,
yeah,
but,
she
you know,
was.
Kathy
She was.
Bates.
So you guys remember back when you news tubers was around and she made that little foot clip of Robbie and Natasha?
This here,
Oh.
that is one of the clock faces that was off the courthouse.
Oh,
And then-
really?
And you've got all the gears where they had to wind them. The light bulb there was what they used to
Light it?
at nighttime. That's
So this is the whole workings of the clock.
We have the other three faces in storage. This was actually used as the women's bath for the female inmates.
Okay,
And of
cool.
course, there weren't any showers. It was just a tub, so.
A bath.
I don't know how sanitary that would have been.
Yeah, I mean, did they have to use the same water? I mean, that would make you definitely not want to come back to jail. I can tell you that.
I doubt if they
Listen,
did
if they
that.
did,
Yeah.
I can't say I would blame them because that would make me never want to come back.
I don't know for sure, but I would doubt it. I would hope. These were the two female cells.
Okay, there was only two of them? Because
We didn't need them. You guys were well behaved.
we were well behaved,
Or you
okay.
didn't get caught.
Or we didn't get caught, we just knew how to do
We
it
just put
sneakier.
old toys and there's tools in this one. If need be, there were 2 per cell. There were some violent female cases in here, but a lot of misdemeanors, kind of like the men.
Mhm.
Back 5 years, 1911, before the first female was even in here. I think that was for shoplifting.
Mhm.
This might get some comments, but society looked at things different back then.
Mhm.
If it wasn't real serious, they just would generally turn her loose to her husband and say, would you kind of keep her under control? I mean, that wasn't right, but that's the way society looked at it, like a child out of wedlock,
Mhm.
cohabitation, living together if you weren't married.
Mhm.
It was just, I mean, now we have.
And then they turn them over to
2/3
the
of-
husband and tell the husband to keep control of their wives.
That's another reason why there were less women, but here's another one. That's some maple syrup from 1870.
Oh, that's in there too.
It is, it's full. That's 153 years old. And next to it, there's some elderberry wine from around 1900. Now they say
Cool.
wine gets better with age. I don't know
Mhm.
about that far back, but
Definitely. This was well worth the
have
drive. Look
one
at
more room around, right? They would put holes in the door so they could kind of communicate, keep
With
an eye on them. Around here, we have the military room,
Okay.
and there's World Wars I and II.
What would this have been?
There's bars on the windows. This was kind of multi-purpose, extra female, juvenile, holding
Okay.
cell. So,
Just a bigger, like,
yeah, if they just needed a little extra room. I don't think they were overcrowded too often, but once in a while. These are German helmets from World War I. We have Civil War artifacts.
Mhm.
And that log has 3 bullets in it from a Civil War battlefield.
Oh,
So
wow.
they've been in there since the day they were fired.
That's so cool.
And we do have a famous General Benjamin Pritchard. He was in charge of 4th Cavalry in the Civil War. And they tracked down and captured Jefferson Davis in Georgia.
Uh-huh.
So capturing the Confederate president, you're kind of a big deal back here,
Heck yeah.
Um,
And to be from Michigan and do that?
Yeah,
Cool.
we have a World War II nurse's uniform with the old recruiting poster.
The old recruiting.
Or like they used to have the signs buy war bonds and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Like this place has a little bit of everything.
And then
Look,
that's
semesters, I think you would like this.
Pritchard's saddle and horse blanket and gun and sword from the Civil War.
Uh-huh. Cool. Look at that telephone in the battlefield. Let me get out of the.
Now back then everything was big and cumbersome.
Yeah. And now they just have these little cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
Everything just fit right.
I'm back. What did I miss? Oh, you missed so much. Listen, you'll have to go back, Moody Mary.
Probably pretty soon. That'll be smaller.
Oh yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I know. Well,
You buy electronics, they're outdated by the time you take them out of the store.
I know.
It's
I know. And it's like they've already got the next one coming out on the market. Listen, Welcome back, though. You missed quite a bit.
No, though, even if you don't know the people, just somehow mention on there,
Mhm.
Saturdays 10 to 4.
Yep. Okay, so this
Um,
place is
they're
actually
welcome,
open on Saturdays from 10 to 4. It's free. It's based on donations that anybody can come and see for yourself. Actually, I don't think you guys like to get the full like the feeling of it. You have to be here, guys. For real. Look at
It
that
helps.
big old picture.
Fort Custer over Battle Creek. I love old panoramic shots where you can get the whole thing
Yeah.
or like overhead.
Let me see. It's one long panoramic or photo from back in the day.
Mm-hmm. That's more World War I period because of the helmet and uniforms. Like,
Uh-huh.
see how a lot of times World War I it was just that thicker material
Uh-huh.
compared to the thinner.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Crazy.
So anyways, we have a
Yeah.
Cracker Jack box.
You have a cracker. You know what? My mom used to tell me I got my license from the Cracker Jack box.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she said, "Where'd you get your license from? The Cracker Jack box?"
Now, the reason that's important, though, if you were in the trench somewhere, you had to have something to eat or a snack that was small and light to carry around.
Yeah, you got a present
So
in
if you
it.
think about, you go, yeah, just like the old bazooka gum, you get your comics and
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
See, I remember. Listen, I just dated myself.
This
now.
one here, that's Teddy Roosevelt when he was riding with his Rough Riders down Locust Street. It's
Okay.
a little hard to see, but
Okay.
and that was 1898.
That's in there. Teddy Roosevelt.
And that's everything. That's
Wow.
the tour.
So cool.
Unless
I
there's something
appreciate
else
you
to
doing
see.
this. No,
Oh, not a problem.
I really appreciate you doing this. Look
I'm,
at that old silverware.
as you can tell, I'm shy and very unfriendly.
Yeah, right.
So-
No, not at all. I think everybody fully enjoyed it, actually,
Did you
Um,
say you're not very friendly normally? Or
I
don't like
listen,
people?
I'm not a peoply person. If you put me around a large crowd,
Right. Well, you seem friendly to me. But
I'm not peoply, but I always
gotta
joke
tell
with
you.
my guest. I get paid to be nice.
excuse me. Yeah, you want to keep the money.
Yeah.
7, 8 years ago,
Uh.
I was always shy. I mean, in school, I was the type
Really?
that didn't look people in the face or the
Mhm.
eyes. I don't know. At some point, it's like,
You
why
get
did I
it.
worry about all that stuff years ago?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like talking
Like speaking
to
in front of people, I was never good at like classroom, like where you got up and did your reports or
speech class in high
Yeah.
school. I would take a 0 on it a lot of times rather than do it.
Yeah, I did
Now
too.
I-
I'd be like, I wrote the report, but I'm not about to tell you it.
No, not. It's like, okay, if you don't like me.
I used to love the
My problem.
prizes in the Cracker Jack boxes and cereal boxes.
So you're getting.
Can you ask him his name? He seems so nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was
Moody
weird.
Mary.
Yeah, yep.
I'm Greg.
He's Greg.
And thank you for the
She
comment.
said, I bet it's John.
Thank you for the comment.
Yeah, thanks.
Or
We really
noticing.
appreciate that. Your avatar was a hitman for you were talking to Cement Shoes. Yeah.
You got
Guys,
some
this was
really-
so cool.
Some really interesting.
Yeah, so we got 426 Hemi, a Moody Mary, Cement Shoes, and
Now-
earlier in the live we had Just Carry Me.
Just carry me.
I think that was her name. We have Fruit Fly. Yep, I have some JL.
Now I
and
know what
then
a 426 Hemi is. Is he like a car?
he
fanatic?
does like cars. I
Okay.
do believe COVIDs.
Oh, that's kind of original.
Yeah.
Kind of like when.
And actually my channel is Bitch Talks. Yeah, I know. FAFO, Bitch Talks FAFO.
That's okay. That's okay.
Well, listen, when you got people attacking you, you just got to come out with some nice name.
Right. Do you get a lot of that?
Um,
Like
I have-
negative comments or?
Occasionally, not really much at all lately. I'm trying to steer away from like the whole drama aspects of everything.
Can you block those? Like the negative or-
You can. So like you can block the account, but they can come back with another account or friends. can
Okay.
come back and they can comment,
It's,
or, you know, but you can block them, but they can still watch you.
it's kind of like robocalls.
Yeah,
You
because
can
they can,
block some to a certain degree, but then they find a
but
way
they can
around it.
still watch you and they can restream you
And I gotta
and they
tell
can,
you, robocalls are a pain in the,
yeah, yes,
you know.
yes, 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 yes,
I've gotten to
okay.
where I don't even
Butchered
go to the
yours.
phone and answer it, just if it's important, I'll
Yes.
leave a message, so.
JL was here. Yep, she was here. This was this was amazing, sir.
Oh, well, I'm glad they
Yes,
enjoyed
they
it.
did. He is extremely knowledgeable and I appreciate what a good job he did with the tour. Yes,
Well, thank you.
yes.
And like I say, I think
I told you you would do fine.
in person, you get more the real vibes
Thank you for the
in
tour.
person,
You're
so
awesome.
if they
Uh-huh.
can get this way or whatever.
Yeah, 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 definitely. Again, this was Allegan County and
Allegan County Historical Society,
Yep.
Old Jail Museum.
yep, the old jail museum. This is so crazy. Like,
If you did not, did you sign the guest log?
I did. I put
Okay.
Stephanie in live stream or something like that.
You didn't put, bitch, whatever, did you?
No, I did not put bitch. No.
Okay.
Sometimes I mean, listen, I might have to rebrand.
For here, thank you.
Yes, yes, no problem. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this and do a donation for the tour and all of this. If if you wanna just come back and watch the replay or whatever. And I appreciate anybody that does come back and watch the replay. I know this was kind of long and it was very informal. You all have a wonderful day. Remember, if it's not a shit show, it's not my show. Stay loyal, stay true, stay you. Love you, bye. So do I.